All right, here we go. Everyone see the game. Everyone's in. Perfect. Cool. Let me drag y'all across. And then do. Just give me uno segundo. And everyone should be able to see Mr. Vutha.
Very little. It's dark.
Yes, it's dark.
It's dark. It's
Right.
good.
How's the music level? I'm not deafening anybody?
That's good.
I can't really hear it
Beautiful.
much.
Just be a little bit of subtle.
Finally.
something.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So, Vutha, you awaken in darkness. You've no idea where you are, or who you are, or what you are. You suck in a deep breath, and it feels like you're breathing for the first time. You raise your nose up, your snout, and you sniff the air, and you smell blood.
Tasty.
You know what blood is.
Hungry.
You know what hunger is. Your stomach churns and roils, and streams of saliva drool out the edges of your mouth. There's freshly killed meat nearby. What would you like to do?
Investigate this meat.
So as you get down on all fours and sniff around, you can feel wetness on the ground. You can trace it as it moves along. You find some sort of table covered in sharp instruments of all sorts, knives and saws, fine scalpels and surgical equipment.
I like sharp.
Feeling around it, you can feel it in the darkness, and right now you can barely see anything. It's just the barest of glimmers of light coming from, you're not even sure where. But more interestingly than the sharp pointy things, up on top of one of the tabletops,
Tasty
is a
meat.
freshly killed human corpse. As your jaw just unhinges wide, and you just start devouring, feeding upon the freshly killed human flesh in front of you.
Delicious.
If you want, you can use your Hungry Jaws ability if you like, or you can save it.
I am quite hungry. I will use my hungry jaws.
Excellent. So if you look on your character sheet, you should be able to see your marker, so you can click down that bad boy. And as your jaw just unhinges and you start just ripping chunks of flesh off of this fresh body, you feel yourself invigorated. So you gain equal to, where are we? You gain temporary hit points equal to your con modifier, which I believe is 3. So if you look on your character sheet, you should be able to see temporary hit points there. So you mark 3 on there. Those hit points, so you chew up your temporary hit points first, then you go back into your normal hit point pool.
Excellent.
If you get any healing, so if someone casts magical healing on you, that won't cure those temporary hit points. They're just a standalone little allocation.
I have to eat them instead.
You have to eat them instead, exactly.
Excellent.
But as you're feasting and feeding, and you feel your stomach just growing larger and larger as you're engorging yourself with this delicious, tasty man flesh. And as you're feeding, you see hints of light. Light.
I don't like light.
No, you know what that light is, and you shy away from it, back into the comfort of the shadows behind the table where you're sheltering. Along with the light, you also hear voices. Voices coming out of the darkness with this dreaded light. They're carrying small lanterns with hoods on them. They're coming from the other end of the chamber that you're in. And with those just slight hints of light, you can start to see it glinting off of metal and glass and blood and bodies strewn across the floor everywhere. Looking up high, it's a tall ceiling with grating and walkways further up above. You see bloody footprints. And most of the bodies, or at least a lot of the bodies, look like they're freshly killed through violence. But other ones you can, now that you finish gorging yourself, you can smell hints of decaying flesh. It smells like a lot of these bodies might have been here for a longer time than these freshly murdered corpses. As you're standing there, You hear the voices. Aye, Entwood, come over here. You two, go check the right. There's bound to be something else value on those dead uns. Hear another voice.
Hey, Des, this is one of them Legion guys. They got that gold armor.
You see these simpleton-looking people, just in basic plain clothes, holding hooded lanterns, just with a little bit of light coming through, and they look like they start to check some of the bodies. They don't seem to have noticed your presence yet, being further away in the darkness. What would you like to do?
Can I tell which one was the first one to speak? It sounds slightly smarter.
Yep, this one just here. He seems to be
Excellent.
walking around checking some of the bodies. I'll mark it for you. Where's the smart symbol? I'll just put a colour on it.
Same.
They
Well,
continue slowly meandering around and slowly checking on the bodies. Do you want to make a stealth check for me?
certainly.
Pretend
So
to be
if you go to
dead.
character sheet, you should be able to hit their stealth ability.
Just trying to remember whereabouts it is.
That's right.
Should be on the left.
Found it.
Cool.
Normal roll? Well, they haven't seen me, so...
Roll at advantage because you're just surrounded by pitch blackness, and their lights haven't been able to reach you yet. Ooh, 25. You slink back into the shadows underneath the table that's holding the corpse that you've been feasting on,
Delicious
and just
corpse.
disappear. Your black scales blending into the shadows cast by these lanterns. What would you like to do?
Do I still have line of sight on that yellow marked commoner?
You do.
I do. I want to put an arrow between its eyes.
So you reach up onto the table and you grasp. You find a short bow amongst the various weaponry that's arrayed up here. Looks like this one's covered in just slimy blood. Looks like it must have been used in whatever battle erupted here. As you draw back, I'll get you to roll initiative. Make sure you select your token first.
I can't. I think you've got it.
You should be able to, so click on your token.
I can't get anything. You were moving it around, so I'm guessing it's locked to me somehow.
You've given it to me, I think, Bryce.
Everyone should be able to see it. No, you should still be able to have control of it.
Oh, hang on, sorry.
Well, you rolled a stealth check. You should be able to roll an
Oh,
initiative
true.
check.
Seen it? Nah, it's all good. I had a different tool enabled, not the pointer. I figured it out. It's my bad.
Okay, all good. That's all good.
Where am I? There's what?
That's... Boom, coming
That was crap.
up. And then I'm going to also roll for these guys. So I'm just going to go separate.
Tie.
That's right. You got higher dex, so you're going to be going first. Let me just quickly... Smart. Alright, go for it. What would you like to do? Rolling your short bow attack.
Yep. 1 second.
So as you just carefully inch your way around the edge of the table, drawing an arrow back. So because you are hidden, and you should be able to control your token to be able to put in the ninja marker. So that'd be handy for me to understand when you've currently hidden, if you want to get used to doing that. And so because you're hidden, you can roll at advantage.
Excellent.
As soon as you fire, you're no longer hidden. Oh, lovely. So the arrow just comes ripping out of the darkness and just a spray of blood erupts out of this individual, and he just drops and rolls in amongst the corpses in front of him, unmoving. So you still have a bonus action. If you want to hide again, you can roll another stealth check.
Yep.
Still at advantage because you're currently in the darkness. Now, point to note, 17. Yep, that's enough to be hidden. So because these guys are holding lanterns, you can see them clearly. If they didn't have any light, you would also be at disadvantage because you're essentially firing blind.
Gotcha.
So it would equal out. Any movement if you want. But yeah, you duck back into the shadows again as you see these other people look up and around.
I am
and you
going
hear,
to
You hear
Moving
the
to
slightly
the
dumb
corner
one
over
just
here.
go,
Hey, Des, where'd you go? What you doing to the bodies there?
and
I think
They-
I'm up against a wall, is it?
yep, yeah. So there's a wall. As you
With
look above you, there's a you can see just
walkway
a light
above.
glinting off of a ladder leading up there,
Ooh.
and then a walkway that runs around the side of the buildings. The side of the building, sorry. So you happy staying there?
Ah, ladder. I'll go to the bottom of the ladder.
Roger. So you see these commoners looking around as they hear the arrow whistle through the air, and the dumb one rushes over to the body, checking it out. And the other two start to clamber through the bodies, and they're looking around. They're going to spend their turn doing a perception check to try to see what happened.
You see nothing, mortals.
Ooh, they do see something. Just barely on
The
the edge
tail.
of their perception, they see, or they hear just a clink as your tail brushes up against the ladder, and they raise their lanterns high, and it goes, over. Yanti, I think I saw something over there. Let's go check it out. Watch out. You hear a feminine voice from there as they start moving in your direction. He's most certainly dead. So back over to your turn, Vutha.
I'm gonna put another arrow into. How did I do it? How do I make them flash?
So click and hold to ping.
Oh, it's hold. Yeah, that one.
He's the
shoot
dumb
that
sounding one.
They all
So right
sound
now
pretty dumb.
you've been seen, so you don't get advantage, so you're not going to get your sneak attack either. Also, I don't think you used your sneak attack on the last
No,
one,
I
which is
didn't.
fine. However, if you climb up onto the railing, you'll have height advantage, which will give you advantage as well, just to get used to the mechanics.
Yep.
So if you like, you can climb up the top and put another shot into him.
Yeah, let's do that.
So because you have advantage, you get your sneak attack, so you should see a little tick box to mark it as sneak attack, so they'll automatically roll damage for that as well.
Okie dokie. Don't think I need to, but are you saying I'm advantage because I'm high?
Yep. Just to get used to your abilities. 18 hits and 5 points of damage is just enough. Another one of those arrows spears out of the darkness and just takes this guy in the leg, and you think, blast it, missed what you're aiming for. But then you look down as just blood is pouring out. It looks like you've severed his femoral artery, and it's just blood is just pouring onto the ground into the corpses that he's in. And after a couple of seconds, he just slumps down over the top of his compatriot next to him. All right, so he's still got some more movement and a bonus action.
Alrighty. Does this walkway go that way as well? Around to the top?
Yep.
About there, I think.
Yep, that'll do you.
Yep.
Do you want to? So you still got a bonus action if you want. You can either
hide.
dash somewhere or you can hide again. Yep.
Normal roll?
Yep.
I'm
Standard
up
roll.
high, so
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you
I am
managed to just
stealth.
very, very quietly, your bare feet barely making a sound across the metal grating as you
Claws,
rush
thank
across
you.
out of the way. Sorry, claws. Well, you're keeping your claws up so they're not clinking on the grating.
Yes.
Looking back over to them, you hear that same feminine voice go, Yanti, go check that out. Find what's going on. And you see him pull his club out of his cloak, holding up his torch high, and he starts to rush forward. As you see the other one rush backwards. And she's going to use her action to dash out and around the corner. And you start to see that lantern light disappearing. Yanti, poor little fella, is going to use his action to try to make another perception check to try to see you again, which I'm pretty sure is impossible for him to succeed. Ooh, good roll, but he still can't succeed, even with natural 19. Back over to you, Vutha. He's looking around madly. He's looking back over towards the direction he saw the arrows coming, and he doesn't see you perched above him. You're currently about 15 feet up, just looking down on top of this individual.
I want to leap down on top of him and drive my short sword through his skull and down his spine.
Oh yeah. First up,
Like
give me
cheese
an
kebab.
athletics check, because because you'll have to make a little bit of a running leap to clear some of the machinery and pipes that you see below you in the faint light. That's right. That's enough to get you far enough. It's not a hard check. If you wanted to go another one, you would have fallen short, but it's just enough that you can make it. So give me a short sword attack with advantage. So you got sneak attack.
Need to tick that again.
Lovely. So you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from this crushing down on top of this dude, but he is just run through with your sword as you feel your sword bottom out and slam into the stone tiles underneath his feet.
He is
As he
shish kebab.
barely makes a sound, just drop down flat on the ground. But
He
yes,
is
most certainly
finished.
dead. Yeah, finish him. Well, you see
cook the shish kebab and eat him.
so you got
I
a little
understand.
bit more movement if you want. But yeah, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you've just thudded into the ground. So make sure you select that middle number and you can just hit -1.
No, because I took it off my temporary.
Oh yeah, perfect. Good man.
Yes.
Right, yeah, a little bit more movement if you want.
Sneaky dungeon master trying to destroy Vutha.
100%.
Can I just hide under the table again?
Roll it.
Excellent. I don't trust that one that ran away. Ugh, crap.
Ooh. You go to hide on the table and you've kind of rolled your ankle a little bit and you just slip and smash into the table, just knock it over with a clattering of weapons across the ground as you try to skitter back into the shadow, trying to get away from the lantern light that is now scattered across the floor.
And I pick up the dagger as I go underneath. It fell
Done.
to the ground.
But you hear the footsteps of the other one, the female voice, as she appears to have escaped, and you hear her calling out, yelling, and coming from the direction that you heard, or that they came in from, you hear, I've dropped.
No,
I'm back.
I just
But
heard
you
a pause.
You hear a whole bunch more voices coming from the other side, and then more voices and more. It sounds like a whole horde of people are coming. Or maybe, more to the point, it sounds like a mob, and they sound angry. More and more of them starting to pour in. And amongst the footsteps you can hear running, you can hear heavier armor and more clanking weapons. Sounds like... Give me a perception check. Come on, work. You have stuff running in your background on the laptop. Who, me? No, I've closed out of everything. Perception. It's hard to tell how many people are coming, but you do hear a significant amount. And there's definitely armor clanking and weapons clanking and cries and anger amongst them. What would you like to do? We're out of initiative order for now.
Okay. I want to climb back up the top. Move back across the ladder and climb up.
So as you climb back up the top, and with a little bit of lantern light around now, you see, as you start to climb right in front of where you are there, you see some of the pipework. There's deeper shadows in amongst them. You think darkness is your ally? I can't do a Bay voice.
So I need to talk in here like this and put on a sort of strange Sean Connery accent.
So Vutha, yeah, as you climb up the ladder, and now with a little bit of light, you can just barely see. In front of you, you can see what looks like, in amongst the pipes, a fairly small crawlway that leads deeper into just pure black darkness, as a tunnel seems to lead out of this room. You feel a kind of slightly cool breeze blowing in through it.
I do like the darkness. Let's go into this dark tunnel.
As you disappear off into the darkness, all you hear in behind you is just the clattering and clanking of more heavily armored soldiers rushing into the room behind you as you disappear further into the sweet, sweet embrace of darkness.
Later, losers.
You hear cries of alarm as you just disappear further away, and more light drifting in from the tunnel as you look back away from it. But you continue moving further and further into the comforting darkness that's around you. And time goes by, more and more time, and you crawl, it opens up, you take random turns around the place, and you get tired, so you curl up amongst yourself with some of the equipment that you grabbed. You found a blanket, and you curl up and you sleep, and you awaken with just hunger in your stomach. So you keep crawling and moving through the darkness again and again, and you get tired again, so you curl up and sleep. And some time goes by. It's hard to tell how long you've been underground in this darkness. You've no idea how much time has passed, other than you've slept a few times, and now, even though you had gorged yourself on that human flesh, you're hungry. Not hungry, you're starving. Your stomach is just tight with cramps and drooling down. And then suddenly, just up ahead of you, you can see just a hint of very dim light, and you feel that fresh breeze blowing in as you crawl your way up to the surface. And just drag you back. You crawl your way back up onto the surface world.
Vutha has emerged.
Vutha has emerged. And looking around, you see you're now, instead of this comforting darkness, you're surrounded by tall forest. Huge redwood-style trees are all around you. And there's sunlight. You hit with a flash of memory as you remember a bright sun rising up over the ocean. And you come back to yourself with a shake of your head. The sunlight is tolerable, though. It's faint. It's dappled by the canopy of giant trees around you. And you smell cooking food coming from nearby. So, looking around, following your nose, moving through the forest, sticking to the shadows in the late afternoon sun, you come upon a quaint little hut. Looking around and sneaking from behind one of the trees, your stomach rumbles as you look upon a freshly baked pie resting upon the open windowsill.
Yummy.
As you approach, just being drawn to it by this delicious smell and your drooling, slathering jaws, as you approach, you see a small gnomish woman, an elderly woman with a white apron. She's kind of tottering inside, cluttering around. You can see she's been cooking and she's moving some cutlery and cooking pots around. And she comes up to the windowsill and goes to check on the pie and looks up, and with a start she looks towards you and with a gasp she ducks back out of you again. What would you like to do?
Eat the pie.
So as you just entranced by this pie, you keep sneaking up closer. You nimbly just hop over the short picket fence that is surrounding the edge of this house, and a moment later, you hear a slight clattering as the front door cracks open. You see an elderly male gnome gentleman poke his head out, followed by a crossbow that is obviously too large for him. Pie trap.
Idiot.
You see this elderly gnome come kind of trotting out with his crossbow. He goes, oh, hold, who's there? Come out of the shadow. Who goes there? And he's in there, he takes one of his hands off of his crossbow that slumps down to the ground. He pushes his spectacles up onto his bridge of his big bulbous nose. He's squinting. Who goes there? Come out now. Show yourself.
I wants to steal his crossbow and its pie.
How do you want to go about doing that? Sneakily or a little bit less sneakily?
Loom
I'm
over
in
the top of
shadows
him.
and he can't see me. I'm gonna sneak.
Right, give me a stealth check.
You might be able to give him a heart attack.
A normal one.
Yep. normal one because you're not in the darkness. It's daylight.
Fine.
But as you see him, he's coming around the corner and he takes a second to push his eyeglasses back up onto his nose. And as he does that, and you see him look down and pull up his crossbow again, he looks around. And you've actually dived in through the kitchen window, grabbed the pie, and greedily stuffing your face. It's
Tasty.
delicious. There's just a beautiful gravy in there, maybe some sort of meat that you swear you recognize, but you can't place it. You look in, and there's some nice little mushrooms in there, and it's just delicious. Just thick gravy, crusty bread. You realize with a start, you burned yourself because this is a freshly baked pie. You take 1 point of fire damage. Just because. As you're just greedily stuffing your face. And as you look up, you see that elderly female gnome in her little apron, and she's actually like tucked in behind one of the cupboards in here. And she kind of looks out and goes, "Oh, look at you poor thing. You're half starved. You're okay. You're just hungry, aren't you? Here." And she turns around and grabs out a loaf of bread and a big lump of cheese and starts kind of like trying to keep back from you. You can tell she's scared, but she's also, I don't know, fallen for a motherly instinct. She's like, she wants to feed you as well, and she's holding it out. Oh, yeah, come on, sweetie. I've got some bread and some cheese, and she kind of like tosses it up onto the table. And then calls out, Alston, we have guests. We have a guest. As you're just chewing down the pie.
Vutha accepts your offering. He likes you people.
She kind of like with a start as you talk to her, and you realize this is this the first time that you've spoken? And you realize you know how to speak. You know a few different languages, actually, now that you think of it. You're just shocked as well, again, by some memories drifting back through your mind. As you know a few different languages from somewhere, but you've no idea where you picked them up. But as you kind of settle down and these two elderly gnomes, they start feeding you and bringing you more food, and quite soon you're pleasantly full with your stomach built out, and they make you a nice cup of tea. And at first they're quite scared around you. You can clearly tell, but once they realize that, he's not a monster, he's talking and seems to be hungry, and eventually they settle down around you and get more comfortable. And with your newfound family as well, you begin to settle down. Oh, hello, Moose.
I still like the look of that crossbow.
And as you say that, Aston's like, this is one of my friends, but here, and he just like pulls out a handkerchief to you might want to clean off some of the gravy on your face there. And you clean yourself up, and eventually, you settle down with this lovely elderly couple of gnomes, and you find out that they're living in their own little hamlet away from the big city of Terra's Fall. And a few days go by and weeks as you start to get more comfortable with this family, living with them, helping them hunt and gather some fresh meat from the forest, occasionally ranging farther into the forest to go hunting. And more regularly, you make trips into the nearby city of Terra's Fall. The first time you go there, you're kind of shocked by what you see. Pinned up against the side of a massive cliff, you see a huge, as in about 300 meter tall, fat female figure pinned to the side of this mountain. Huge platinum rods driven through her hands, her shoulders, her legs. And as you glance again, it's hard to tell whether she's a gigantic statue or used to be a living being. But as you look, there's people, mostly dwarves and gnomes of all sorts, moving in and out of this. What you learn is a city built into the side of this mountain, and this dead god that has been pinned to the side of the mountain. But eventually, within the city of Terra's Fall, you tie in with the local thieves guild there. You've no idea where you picked up the skills, but it seems you've become quite the accomplished thief. And on a number of occasions, You also put your skills to use as an assassin for the Thieves Guild in there, removing some of the Thieves Guild competition that's trying to move in on your territory. But as the months go by, one evening you're ranging farther south than usual. You've heard that there's an Elven manor house down that way, with quite an impressive library. Maybe it could hold something of interest to you. So, as you've been moving down through there, the sun has set, and the night is dark as you approach the manor house. There's dim light spilling out through the barred windows. And then you see something peculiar. You see a cage on the back of the wagon. Inside the cage, you see a hulking human figure, flaming red hair and beard. With a brief flash of memory, you see bars of a cage around you, your lungs filled with liquid. As you're drowning, you're thrashing in pain, panicking, and then the memory subsides with a shake of your head, leaving behind just cold anger. Anger at those who would lock somebody in a cage against their will.
Would this redhead man do it?
Say again?
I don't know this. Would this redhead man do this to Vutha?
You look at him and his arms are bound behind his back. His legs are tied together. He has a blindfold
He's still
that seems to have
naked too,
slipped away from his face. And as you start sneaking up on
yeah.
him a little bit closer, he's also butt naked. Vharik, you look up from your imprisonment. You manage to force the blindfold away from your eyes. Don't eat him. In the darkness, Vharik, you pick up just a barest hint of movement. A figure is moving slowly through the night. Black scales almost invisible in the darkness, and the unknown figure is slowly approaching you. Vutha, you look around at this figure as he makes eye contact with you, and looking behind and moving away from the wagon, you see a handful of figures stalking into the darkness, spreading out into the trees, burning torches and lanterns in their hands, trying to remain undetected as they carry the flaming brands closer and closer to this manor house through the darkness of the night. And that's where we leave off Vutha and Vharik for now.
We have our first meeting.
We have our first meeting.
Oh, yes.
And then Vutha is Vharik. Damn it!
So you're definitely gonna eat him though, right?
I may take a little taste.
Just a nibble, you know? Just a little taste. Sorry, I'm just looking at messages. Woody is messaging me. Woody was trying to convince me to come have barbecue at his house. I was like, no, I'm busy. I'm sorry.
But
Right.
Rolo.
Oh, he's a good puppy. But I have two puppies here. So,
Alright, who's next? Sorry, I'll change the...
next up, we have Atticus Braywood.
Alright, 1 second.
Still with us, Murky?
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
He's been in
Yep,
there.
gotcha.
Alright. We have Atticus up. Ready.
So, Atticus. We begin when you were still a child, growing up in one of the seaside villages on the north coast of Neolath. You're the son of a local lord. Originally, he was a wealthy merchant. Now he's come up. He's built his wealth, and he's the ruler of Briar Bay on the north coast. One of a series of initially fishing villages, but some have turned into quite hefty merchant ports. So one boring afternoon, you and your brother have skipped out on the dull dronings of your tutor. Instead, you've gone exploring the seaside cliffs, overlooking the beautiful emerald green oceans far below. Just last week, you made a discovery. An awesome little cave, perfect for a hideout. And you can't wait to show it off to your little brother. You're so excited about it. So as you slipped out away from your tutor and down across the cliff tops, you lead the way, carefully making your way around a limestone outcropping to where you fixed a short rope ladder leading down towards the cave entrance, just down off the top of the cliffs. Your little brother Anthony calls out from behind you. Addy, are you sure this rope is safe?
Don't worry, little brother. It's good to go. You'll be fine. Just trust me.
Okay, I'll always trust you, Addy. And, you both, you leading the way first, you kind of spin out onto the short rope ladder. You've grown up working with ships. You've grown up working with ships your whole life, moving in and out of the keep. You're all good with ladders. But give me an athletics check to carefully make your way down this short ladder.
Oh, yep, too easy, people. Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong page. Athletics. Oh god. Oh god.
All right. So, Atticus, as you carefully spin out, you've been working on these ladders all the time. This ladder is sturdy. It is not going anywhere. You put this thing in last week, made sure it's good to go. You've been up and down here a few times. You've been looking forward to coming out and showing your brother this exciting new find the whole time. And you spin out with your brother standing right next to you, and he's wide-eyed looking at you in just so much excitement. And your hand hits just a pile of seagull shit on one of the ladder rungs. And with a shock, you're like, ugh! Move your hand away as you start to pull backwards as the ladder twists between your grip, and your other hand slips and you start to peel off backwards, falling. And your little brother reaches for you to try to grab you. Make another athletics check with disadvantage for your little brother. Ooh! As your brother reaches out and he manages to get hold of you as well, holding onto your beautiful fine cloak. As you see his eyes go wide with shock as both of you go peeling off. As you fall farther and farther away from the ladder, striking onto the side of the cliff, you bounce further out, looking down as blood already starts to spray out the side of your face as it's gashed open on the rocks. Look down to the just roiling sea below you. Just rocks poking up, the waves break against them as you and your brother, crash down into the waves underneath. And everything goes black. Darkness around you.
Am I still conscious or?
No. You open your eyes with a start. You're surrounded by blackness. You're floating. You're floating in just an endless sea of nothingness. Everywhere you look is just pitch blackness, nothing. You double check, your eyes are open. And you feel a presence right next to you. And looking over to your left, you see your brother. He's floating, unmoving, his eyes wide, staring blankly at nothingness.
I try to
feel... Sorry, yep.
I was gonna say I try to get his attention.
You wave your hands and you try to make some noise, but as you shout, nothing seems to come out of your mouth. And then you try to shout again and a barest whisper escapes. And you shout again, and your voice seems to echo and call, and your cry echoes through this nothingness. And then you feel another presence, massive and imposing, and you look up, and slowly, ever so slowly, a blur starts to fade into view in front of you, growing and solidifying into a huge porcelain white smooth mask, a gigantic motionless facade drifting in the nothingness above you. And a voice, deep and matronly, all-encompassing, like it's just holding your entire mind, just seems to emanate from within your mind. My child, I hear your cries. I have come for you. What is it you desire?
Who said that?
I am the Raven Queen. You may have heard of me. What is your name?
Atticus. Atticus Braywood.
Atticus. And who is this next to you?
That's my brother.
What brings you into my realm?
I don't know. A minute ago, I was climbing down a ladder, and now I'm here.
You see this huge mass suddenly surge in close, eyeing you up, looking closer and almost staring into your very soul.
Can you help me?
Are we
Or
back?
not? Yep.
And we're back. So you see this huge face drifting closer to you, just looking into your very soul. You feel the memories in your head, almost like someone's going through your mind, your brain, and the voice encompasses you. Atticus, I will make a deal with you. Fearless Atticus, you must choose. One of you must serve me. Will it be you, or will you entrust your brother into my service? Choose.
Will you take care of him if I serve you?
Of course. Of course. If you serve me, your brother shall return, and you will stay by my side.
Then take me.
Very well. Thank you for your choice, my child. May you live with your decision. And the mask fades back into the endless nothingness. You look towards whether your brother is floating, or was floating. There's no sign of him. He's just gone, without a trace, like he was never there. Suddenly, you're sucked backwards in a burst of just blinding darkness. Feels as if feathers are rushing across your body, across your face. Everything goes completely black again. Then you see a flash of vision. Broiling chaos. Flames burst across the sky. Then in a blink, they transform into a spray of water that freezes into shards of silvery metal. On the edge of your vision, you see a gigantic stone edifice floating towards you. Or are you floating towards it? It's impossible to tell. This place is strange. It's bizarre. The surface of the rock seems to be crawling with movement. You look closer and you see odd bipedal shapes leap off the giant stone, straight towards you, claws and fangs glinting in the light. And as suddenly as it appeared, everything is gone again into pure blackness. Gravity returns as you're dumped unceremoniously onto your back. You open your eyes, and you're staring up at a ceiling, blinking. You don't recognize it, or the room you're in. You feel a thud as your chest feels like it almost explodes, and then quiet again. You reach your hands up to look at them in front of your face. As you look at them, they almost seem to flicker and burn, and suddenly as you reach away from yourself, flames pour out of your fingers, washing over the cold stonework. You have no idea what is going on. But you look over the bare, empty room as the fire seems to dissipate. Your heart thuds, beats once more, and then goes silent and still again. You manage to stumble your way to your feet, and you move over to one of the windows and look out upon the strange darkness. And in your mind, for some reason, you know where you are. This is the Shadowfell, the home of the Raven Queen. The plane of shadows. Most notable feature that you immediately see as you look out through this window across huge, bare, open plains with huge mountains in the distance is the lack of color and the lack of light. No sun, no moon, no stars adorn the vault of the inky black sky above. All things below you look as if the color has been leached out of them, leaving nothing but black and white, which in the dimness are more like dark black and light black. But a couple of elderly-looking elves come in, skin just grey like everything else in the land, and they introduce themselves as the librarians, and they help you up and get you settled into quite a bleak, blank room. They give you some more robes, and over the years they take you under their wing. You slowly, as you grow and develop, you slowly gain control of the newfound magic that seems to have appeared in your body. You spend time researching and learning throughout the library, And you also get used to the odd changes of your body. Your heartbeat is slow, to say the least, only thudding in your chest once, maybe twice a minute if you get excited. The first time you get a paper cut in the library, pull your finger back and suck at it, and you look down, and what used to be just bright red blood that would leak out of you if you cut yourself is now just thick, slow-running, black in this colourless place, viscous blood that seems to seal up and soak back into your flesh again. It's intriguing. It's interesting. Not sure what's come of your body after your run-in with death. But you spend the next few years serving in the library, moving books around, cleaning, researching, learning. Occasionally you see warriors come and go throughout the mighty gates of the fortress of memory that you have been living in. And years later, the Queen calls you to her throne room. Moving in, you see that glorious figure that is the Raven Queen. Her all-encompassing presence just seems to emanate through you as you walk into the room, her porcelain white mask turning to face. You feel that same comforting presence in the back of your mind as the voice emanates in your head. My loyal servant, approach. And she beckons to you.
Yes, I walk towards her and take a knee in front of her.
My child, I have needs of your service. It's time for you to return. There's no time to explain. You must go now. Will you go? Will you serve me?
Yes, my queen.
Suddenly you're shunted backwards in the same burst of black feathers that you remember from years and years ago. The same flashes of chaos bombard you. That same gigantic stone edifice floating through the air, surrounded by fire, water, light, metal, steam. The same creatures clawing their way through the empty air towards you. And suddenly you burst out of the darkness again, into a forest of gigantic trees reaching towards the sky. And colour. So much colour around you. You haven't seen colour since your childhood. It's been countless years. You don't even know how long you were in that dark, shadowy place. But it appears that you're back in the land of colour and light and warmth. Surrounded by tall trees and the canopy above you. And that's where we'll end it for you.
Very easy.
Nice and quick one for that.
Did anyone else's map go dark?
Yeah, I'll turn the lights back on.
Okay, cool. Alright. Story effect.
Story effects.
Cool.
There we go. Shoot back.
Okay. How's Brooker going?
Probably still nowhere for a while. We'll see. How's he looking? Let's find out.
Oh god, the goblin thing is going really well.
Is this still going? Oh boy.
I did nothing. It's not my fault.
Oh no.
Troy.
Oh no. God damn it, Troy.
He's probably about 15-20 minutes away, I think.
That's right, he's just writing now. See how he's looking. If he's driving, you shouldn't be texting.
Oh, that's funny.
Roll for dexterity.
Well, I do have a question. Are we all meeting in that area since 2 people are over there now?
Maybe?
I'm still in the desert.
Maybe?
Yeah, but you don't know what year your thing happened. You could have had that like years ago.
Exactly. There's weird time effects going on all over the place. These stories are all sorts of all over the shop.
Yeah.
I was a child.
30 minutes. You're stuck for years and you've come back into the real world as an adult.
What do you mean the real world?
Still 30 minutes well. The prime material plane, should I say.
Yeah.
Apologies.
I'm from the land of make-believe.
Murky, you're the Donald Trump sorcerer.
Donald Trump!
You got
I do
all
love
the,
the stupid.
all the privilege. You just borrowed like a small loan from your dad for 1 million platinum to start up.
But self-made man. He just opened up. It was a small loan, just to get him started. But everything else is his own work, of course.
First-
while we're
first
waiting,
up.
Atticus. It's fairly early morning as you're looking around. The light's still kind of growing, just while we're continuing to wait. And you feel almost a pull pulling you southwards in the southerly direction. As you stand up and look around, and it's just empty forest all the way around. What would you like to do?
I'll start heading in the south direction, if that's what my instincts is telling me.
No worries. So you start to work your way through the forest, and as you're getting on throughout the day, just moving along, the light starts to dim, and just ahead of you, you see a manor house in amongst the tall redwood buildings. You see some smoke gently drifting up through the treetops above out of one of the chimneys. What would you like to do?
I'll go knock on the front door of the manor house.
As you approach it, you feel that you're heading in the right direction. You're not sure what it is, but it's almost like an echo of the feeling of the Raven Queen behind. And you can feel her presence there, just happy that you're moving through. You're not sure what she wants of you or why she so quickly sent you out. But you're doing the right thing, you feel. As you knock on the door, a little bit of an older elven lady answers the door. She's like, "Oh, hello there, sir. How may I help you?"
Hi. So I'm just gonna be like, hi. I've just arrived here. I'm looking for the closest town. Would you be able to help me?
Oh, well, I believe that the closest town to here, at least the closest major city, would be the Gnomish stronghold up in the mountains, but it's kind of back up to the north. It's getting dark though. Would you like to come in? It's going to be dark here soon. Here, come on inside. We'll fetch you some food. Here, my name is Mazeldis.
Can I do an
Pleasure to
insight
meet
check
you.
on her?
Yep.
So easy. Oh my god.
Hard to get a read. You've known elves back in your childhood, but you're still a little bit shaken and unused to you're still kind of getting used to all the bold colours. Even though she's got quite a simple brown dress on, you look over her shoulder and there's these bright tapestries on the walls of this quite nice a manor house. And you can't quite get a read on her, but she beckons you inside. You can see some other servants moving around, and you can smell some freshly baked bread.
Well,
She goes, my name is Mazeldis. How may I address you, sir?
just as Atticus would be fine.
Atticus. What a lovely name. Here, make yourself at home tonight. You'll be safe in here. There's all sorts of horrible creatures out in the forest. There's some nasty little goblins have been wandering around through the forest lately and accosting travellers. Don't want to be getting caught up in that. We'll fetch you some food. Look over your shoulder and you see a fairly beefy-looking a half-elven male in just basic sort of chainmail with a spear, and he's just glancing at you, kind of gives you a bit of an eye, and he goes, "Now, Sir Atticus, you are not going to be making any trouble in here tonight, are you? I'll be keeping an eye on you."
I don't plan to.
All right, you're welcome in here with Mistress Mazeldis, but you just keep to yourself, all right?
Likewise.
Very well. And you kind of settle down for the evening, and you can't help but notice you hear some people moving around upstairs. You hear quite a few people coming in and going throughout the place. And as you settle down for dinner, that's where we'll leave off. Taking a break, and we'll come back in like 20 minutes or so.
Stay tuned until.
We'll be able to bang through
Short commercial break.
after this short commercial break.
This message from our
It's
sponsors.
not too far away.
Yeah.
I look like a cat.
Do you really want to answer that?
Meow.
Oh god.
I don't
And
have any-
welcome to our stream.
Where there's definitely not a dungeon master cat.
What is that from? What is that?
Yeah, boys, we're on now.
Fucking David Bowie in there.
Oh, we don't have Jeb. Troy, quick, message Jeb.
Message Jeb. He can tell
You
Jeb
just
to
need
come
some
on.
speed dealers, and you look like Doctor Disrespect.
Yeah, yeah. He does too.
No, I don't even have any glasses.
And then we need to
Next
get
time,
you-
I'll get some speed dealers.
and some body armor on, mate.
Hold
You're-
up.
You're right there.
Right, for anyone sad enough to be viewing this, welcome back for the final installment. We just had a hairdo as well while we're at it. Oops, guys run away again. And Freya wants to eat someone.
Yummy.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Tomo is looking very suspicious.
Oh,
Don't
this
be
thing's
suspicious.
working.
Just don't be suspicious. Don't be
I think
suspicious.
my stream is
Don't be
frozen.
suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Suspicious.
Is it frozen or is that just me?
I have no idea what's going on.
Neither do I, honestly.
I'll put it in the group chat. Don't be suspicious.
Do it. Right, Sky, you good?
Yes, we have been live all that time, I think.
Yeah, I know. I introduced us back again. I was just
Okay.
making it
Sorry,
back on the
internet.
computer. Alright,
Yeah, my thingy's not.
Owen Brooker, or shall we say, Calliope and Zolmos.
Zolmos.
So, this little mini episode is based right at the beginning of the Deicide War. So far, only rumours of the mass killings by gods and the attacks on their temples have reached you. So, welcome to the great city of Azurium. Yeah, everyone should hope to be able to see that.
Whoa.
The city of Azurium, the proud and powerful capital city of Neolath, perched high above the surrounding lands, atop the Girdle mountain range, a bustling metropolis of all races, home to businesses and government, but most interestingly for us, home to the Grand College, the most renowned and prestigious learning institute of magic in the Northern Hemisphere. The 8 towers, one for each school of magic, surround the central tower, the temple to Mistra, goddess of magic. We zoom in on one tower in particular, the School of Enchantment. Hopefully that's not too
You
loud.
haven't got your magical like transition noise. Where's the magic?
Where's the Starfade PowerPoint?
Yeah, the staff.
We do have that. That may be too loud. There we go. So we zoom in on one tower in particular, the School of Enchantment. In through an open window, looking north towards the ocean, into a classroom. Students of assorted races and ages sit in their tables, some paying attention, some looking distractedly out the window. One girl in particular is scribbling down notes studiously. Tomo, would you like to introduce Calliope?
Hello everyone, this is Calliope. She is a child prodigy for magic. She is very studious and does also think very highly of herself. If you would think of almost like Azula out of Avatar: The Last Airbender, so that sort of like quality level. But then personality-wise, think disgust inside out. So terrible personality, has tickets on herself.
Excellent.
But yes, she is very intelligent.
Oh, you've dropped again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Bloody internet.
Oh yeah.
Second up.
Alright, we got your voice.
And we're back in. So sitting there in a just, as always, pristine, beautiful robe. Fantastic. Scribbling around studiously, taking
Why is
notes.
it being so horrible?
Look at the front of the classroom to a matronly figure, a sturdy female. As she finishes drawing some arcane sigils on the board, and she turns. Well, that completes our study of the sleep spell. I expect everyone completed their homework I allocated last night. Now, who can tell me the material components of hideous laughter, or Tasha's hideous laughter as many call it, named after its creator, the mother of witches. So, components for Tasha's hideous laughter. Components. Anyone? Anyone?
What?
Laughter.
Boom. Put my hand up straight away.
Boom! So you see Calliope's hand just shoot up.
I
And she
roll
looks
my
your,
eyes,
your direction.
and like you hear a visible, ugh, here she goes again.
As you raise your hand and blurt out the answer, what is it, Tomo? Calliope.
It's obviously like come on, easy question. It's tiny tarts and a feather that's waved in the air.
You look over it with the grunt and rolling her eyes. You recognize Malvira, one of the other girls in your class. One of the filthy sorceresses in your class as well. She's not even a wizard.
What did you just say?
It's pure skill, thank you.
As I
got-
answer, I will prestidigitation my hair and just make it smell like roses, and then go back to looking at the teacher.
I'll press gust and make it flip and flop over the top of her face.
So you see this just massive gust of air just burst across the classroom, scattering books from the towers behind you as Malvira just always just being a pain in your ass, Calliope. Always. Anyway, the teacher stands up. Now, all right, settle down, class, settle down. Moving on with the lesson. Moving on, settle down. And we zoom back out through the classroom door, down the corridor, past other classes, studying away, into a beautiful grassy quad between the towers of enchantment and evocation. Sitting under the shade of a tree, with a beautiful elven girl lounging on one side, a lovely green-scaled dragonborn girl on the other, we see Zolmos, who's obviously decided to skip class to enjoy such a lovely warm day. Zolmos, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Zolmos. I am, if you would, a world representation of me. I am a bit boisterous like Jack Black, but I'm cool and smooth like John Butler. I am a bit of a mixture of both in the ways that I'll happily lash out if I have to, and give you what I think is a great beatdown verbally. Knowing Jack Black, he doesn't have the greatest beatdowns, but I think they're fantastic. And but then I've got the cool John Butler side of me, which allows me to do just these two girls on the side of me. That's exactly why I've got them.
So speaking of these two lovely ladies, how are you, the mighty Zolmos, entertaining these two women?
I'm sitting there and I've got my lute and I'm just slowly strumming it, playing and similar to my sister over there, I'm using prestige. Sorry, I can't say it properly.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Get it
and,
right, brother.
Fuck you. Just creating a beautiful sound in their ears. Noting I actually can't play that well, so so I'm making it seem like I can play fantastically.
Okay, with the use of your prestidigitation and your lute, give me a performance check.
Sure. Pull up, you stupid thing. Okay. Sorry about this, lads. Take me a bit to get on my crap.
That's right. That's why we're doing these intros, so we can slowly get used to controlling Roll20.
Performance check.
Yep, performance check, straight roll. What do we got? Ooh, 15. very nice. You were just strumming away. The occasional slightly off-tune note, you managed to twist it around into a bit of a kind of almost a jazzy, discordant like feel to it as well.
Just
Start off nice
enough
and-
to sing beautifully over it.
Yeah, as you're just using prestidigitation to just occasionally make your beautiful hair blow in that light summer breeze. A lovely just perfume of flowers occasionally drifts down from the trees around you, and the girls are just lapping it up, as always with the glorious Zolmos. But after a while, the bell chimes 3 times.
Doom, doom, doom.
Signaling the lunchtime break, and we zoom back into Calliope. So you sit there and you make sure the ink in your book is carefully dried before piling up your books and heading out to put them into your locker over the lunch break. Walking along and chattering with some of your friends as you're going through the corridors, you arrive at your locker and pop it open. Is there anything interesting in the locker?
She has a personal diary where she, just notes down some things. And she does have a little magical book of like lore. So if she ever think Wikipedia, a quick Wikipedia book that she, if someone asks her a question, she quickly goes, "Oh, hey Siri, what's this?" And then she'll come up with a little quick spiel on what she needs to know. But otherwise, she's got a poster of her favorite bard, Justin Timberlake. Just your typical teenage girl. She kisses it as she opens it, and continues on.
Can I say,
It's a weird taste that she'd be so fond of the very well-known gnomish bard Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
In his renowned thimble-sized hat. It's a bit of a weird choice, but it's there.
Oh, he's sexy. He is sexy.
He is sexy. He's got, you see the poster that she's got in there, he's kind of got his shirt open, blowing in the breeze, and just ripped abs, just looking fantastic. Some tasteful tattoos, bit of a mean guy streak as well in there. But as you're reaching up to place some of your books in there, I'll get you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
Enjoy that, sucker.
Not very strong. Strength saving throw. Here we go. Normal roll.
As suddenly there's just a burst of air behind you, as the ever so spiteful Malvira, you turn around, has just cast Gust and slams you into the locker, inside the locker.
And I will walk by and slam the door shut. Hope you have fun in there, bookworm. I'll just keep walking
so
around.
well.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
But, as you hear the footsteps of that goddamn Malvira wandering off down the corridor, and you're trying to sort yourself out. Zolmos and Calliope, you both hear a message apparate in your minds. Oh, good afternoon, darlings. Could you please come to my office? I need to have a word with you both. You instantly recognize it to be the voice of your father, one of the high-ranking mages at the college. And Zolmos, you immediately hop to your feet and excuse yourself from your ladies.
Not just that, I hop to my feet, go. It's been fun, ladies, and I just mosey off as graciously as I can.
Cool as a cucumber?
Cool as a cucumber, as they would say.
They kind of look up to you and go, "Oh no, Zolmos, can we see you after school? Can we see you after school?"
And I turn back and just give them a little wink.
You see, and they just blush, just bright red, and almost swoon.
Disgusted.
Disgusted. Calliope, how are you trying to get yourself out of your locker?
I will quickly make everything neat again, because it was spotless before. Quickly make everything neat again, close it, lock it, and rush off to follow my father.
So with the rushing, you managed to both arrive at your father's office door at about the same time. He's located in the central tower, and you come approaching each other from different ends of the corridor.
Hello, Calliope. How are we?
Hello, brother. I am well.
Mm.
How is class going? Knowing full well he wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm full on trying to deceive it like I was in class. Yes, I've just done a fantastic class in attunement just now.
Give me a deception check. And Calliope, give me an insight check.
Insight, here we go.
15 apparently is my number.
Ooh, solid. Oh, maybe he actually was in class for once. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Right.
But still.
You're too distracted by the hair falling in your face.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still doing the prestidigitation in my head.
You've got one streak of your hair. It just doesn't want to sit right. It's
like the full
every time you
cowlick?
brush it, yeah, there's a bit of a cowlick going on. It's just messing with your vibe, and you're a little bit distracted to pick up on Zolmos's usual mischievous antics. But arriving at the door and you let yourself in, and you see Ivelios Amakir wearing his usual very fine blue silken robes, his long blonde hair brushed behind pointed elven ears. And surprisingly, you also see your mother sitting in there, Landa Amakir, beautiful as always, wearing a simple orange gown. She immediately hops up from where she's been sitting on the desk and runs over to wrap first you, Zolmos, in a big hug and a kiss on each
It's
of your
so
cheeks.
great to see you. Oh, thank you, Mum. Thank you. Oh, it's so good to... I reciprocate and also give her a kiss on the cheek.
As you kiss her on the cheek, you feel a bit of moisture or something on her cheek, and you know your mother well, and although you can tell she's been trying to hide it, you can tell that she's been crying. Something's upset her a little bit, but she's kisses you on each cheek. Oh, Zolmos, my dear, Zolmos, kiss you, and then hops over to you, Calliope, and gives you another hug, and the hug seems a bit tighter and lasts a bit longer than what you used to. It's just something seems off.
What's going on?
I concur. I look at my sister and say, "Yes. What's going on, Mum?"
Your mother, Landa, steps back, wiping her face. Oh, nothing, darlings. Your father and I just had to have a quick word with you. With that, your father stands up and walks in front of his desk as the door closes itself behind you with his powerful magics to close the door. Yes, children. Thank you for coming so swiftly. I do apologize for stealing you away from your much-needed break from class. Zolmos, he kind of gives you a knowing glance when he mentions that needing a break from class.
Yeah, I break eye contact with him.
But I have a very important job for you both. So I have to tell you, one of your distant aunts down in the Lysana forest is in need of some family assistance. She's also quite the accomplished mage, so this is a good opportunity for you both to continue your studies and expand your horizons. So I need you both to pack a bag, and I'll send some of the guards to escort you down there. The journey will take a few days, so you'll have to head off, post-haste this afternoon. Don't worry about the rest of the school day. I'll make sure you're excused from your teachers and your classes. And but don't worry, Aunt Miss Eldis will take excellent care of you both.
How long will this trip be, Father? I've got important study to do.
Give me a deception check again.
Oh, God. The only thing I'm good at. 15!
15 again. He's like, yes, I'm sure you've probably got a lot of catching up to do on your studies. I know you've been working very hard, my boy. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll just be gone for just a few weeks. You shouldn't need to pack too much.
Well, I'm not
Okay.
learning anything anyway, so I'm happy to go.
Of course you'd say that, sister. Mrs. Smarty Pants.
Okay, okay. That's enough, you two. Please. So, right now, just head back to the mansion and pack your bags, and I'll have 4 of the guards meet you there, and have a lovely trip. I'll see you in a few weeks' time.
All right then.
And you're
I'll hug Dad goodbye and Mum, and then I'll rush off to go get my stuff.
As she rushes off, can I do an insight on Mother?
Yep.
I'd love to know why she's crying. Not that I've got great insight, but we'll find out. 11? Again, Jesus, is mine stuck on 10?
bad. It's just constantly 10s. Yeah. So even with an 11, you know your mother very well, and you can kind of see through. She's very upset, but she's inordinately you've spent a bit of time. You've gone away on excursions, and she's never been, this clingy to you. She seems very worried about you, more so than would be normal if you were just going to visit some family for a few weeks. Something is definitely not sitting right with her, but you can't quite get a really solid read other than that she doesn't want you to go, but at the same time she needs you to go.
Okay. I walk up to, I'm going to just call her Mother. I walk up to Mother and I give her another hug and I whisper in her ear ever so lightly, is there anything extra I need to know?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm good at that.
You want to be for a bard.
I don't 10. What the fuck is wrong with my thing?
I think it's a refresh time.
Boy, oh boy.
I think something's glitched with it. Yep, 10 again.
Refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be time. Hold a sec. Let me just quickly click this. See if it does anything different. Yeah. Thank you. Pull this up. Just because I've gotten like five or 6 10s in a row. What was it? Persuasion was.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a 2 this time.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, if I was going to roll a 10, but...
Well, everyone else is rolling differently. You can choose whatever you'd like, Mr. DM.
No, that's right. I'll give you your first 15. I'm working on that because it's cool. It works. Also, I'm just sending you a quick message on Facebook as well.
Oh, we've picked up our first secret message.
In this time, I'm run back. I'm already packed.
Wait, are you back in the room packed?
Yeah, back in, packed, got my hair done. Presentation to spell.
I
Smell
literally...
pretty again. I'm like, well, I'm ready. What about you, brother?
No, you're not quite back yet. You've taken off running in this time. So yeah, as you whisper that into your mother's ear, she just whispers back and she goes, "Oh, darling, please, you must take care of Calliope, okay? Here, take this." And you see her take off one of her bracelets that she's always wearing. You always see her wearing this bracelet, and she slips it into your pocket so you can check your inventory and your messenger.
Okay.
She goes, "Please, darling, just take care of Calliope. Trust me, just take care of her. Make sure she leaves and be careful, okay? Be safe."
Yeah, yes, Mother, of course.
She kind of
Anything
pushes,
for you.
she almost pushes you out the door.
Okay, alright. I go and start packing my things, which takes a lot longer because I'm a one-man band.
With the clanging and banging and a set of cymbals like clang, 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 jingle, jingle, jingle down the stairs. Calliope, you're sitting there just waiting around for your brother as normal. And 4 of the guards that you recognize from the mansion kind of appear, and they're sitting there just tapping their foot impatiently, waiting for Zolmos to hurry up. One of them, he's the guard leader of the security element for your compound and your family. His name's Nedwood. You've seen him around. He's a bit of a portly gentleman in plate armor. He comes down and he's like, "Zolmos, are Are you just about finished? Do you need a hand packing, young man?
Excuse me, Nedwood. I've got this. I've got this. And I'm like, as I'm still trying to like fit like my loot onto my backpack somehow, and like sort of mucking around.
Master Zolmos, I'm sure you don't need a timpani set. Please, no, just put that back. No, okay.
For a couple of weeks here, Nedwood.
Help with the loot.
Nedwood. We're gone for a couple of weeks.
No, all right.
If
all right,
any,
sir.
I've got this, and I just grab whatever I've got packed up already, and I just sling it onto my back.
My brother is such a loser.
Master Zolmos, let me help you with that, and he adjusted on your back.
I'm all good. I'm all good. I don't need your help. And sort of shrug him off and try and walk away.
Okay,
I've still got
come on,
some
children.
sort of pride. Children! No, I'm not.
Come on, Master Zolmos, Mistress Calliope, please hop up in the cart, and he helps you up into the simple cart that you've got there. Bundles you into the carriage, and you head off down the mountainside, heading off initially out to the west as it leads down the winding mountain pass that leads down to the main northern road. Beep, beep. And you set off. A few uneventful days go by, rocking along on the road behind a couple of oxen. Each evening, the guards set up some tents for you. It's not the most comfortable of travel ever, but it could be worse. The weather's quite lovely and bright. There's a little bit of sun out. No rain, a few wispy clouds. It's honestly not as bad as you could hope for, other than occasionally when the oxen just kind of let rip and you get a good old whiff of oxen fart in your face.
Wow. I'm writing daily letters to Melavira, basically saying, "Dear Melavira, you suck." and then get it all wrapped up, put it up, give it to a guard, and be like, "This has to go to her. She's one of my best friends. Please deliver this back to her."
You give it to Acaciel, who's one of your the healer for the guard, and she's like, "Oh yes, of course I'll get it back to Melvira. I'll take care of you, Mistress Calliope," and pops it into her little satchel at her waist. But eventually you turn.
In that case, sorry, I'm just trying to annoy Calliope with my bagpipes as much as I can.
What does the bagpipes sound like? Give us an impression.
Oh god.
An impression of bagpipes. Oh
Yep.
jeez.
Squeaky.
Go for it.
I'm trying to play like Thunderstruck, but I can't. So it's like I can't do it.
Give me a performance check at disadvantage because you're like rocking backwards and forth. Give me a performance check. Disadvantage though because it's bagpipes, and I feel they just naturally get a disadvantage on performance.
Sure, here we go.
Unless it's for an intimidation, in which case maybe advantage.
It's not intimidating. It's purely just for annoy.
A 7. Oh, it is annoying.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it should be the same stats.
It is.
It is most certainly annoying.
Anytime he's just
Calliope,
super annoying, I cast sleep.
Zolmos is out cold. I'm pretty sure the minimum number that roll. Let's see what you can get. See if you can put him asleep.
If I can.
They're all ones.
Actually,
how does sleep work?
1 second as well.
It's health based.
Oh,
It's 5d8.
Yeah, so if you roll 5 ones,
So, roll it for me.
I'm asleep.
he's dead.
So you should be able to just hit sleep on your attack and spell casting. Yep, there you go. 16.
Oh, I'm 100%
So-
asleep.
Oh no, you're not.
I'm not.
Because if you look at your Fey ancestry feat,
Oh, he's not. Damn it. I would know that.
what is more fun?
Oh.
What is more fun?
Oh, yeah, true,
Calliope,
yes.
you are so annoyed that you don't even like register that this isn't gonna work, and suddenly 2 of the guards sitting on the back of the cart strut and just roll backwards off the cart, flat on their face in the dust, snoring, but only temporarily until they smash into the ground and sorry, I definitely wasn't sleeping on duty, ma'am. No, I was awake. And they like wipe some sleep, a little bit of drool out the side of their mouth, and quickly trot back to their feet and trot to catch back up onto the cart and hold back up.
I just look at Calliope and go, "Nice try, bitch." Play my bagpipe.
But yeah, eventually you turn left off the Great North Road and before long, you're passing into the increasingly dense Lisana forest. But the next day goes by, so you can take your long rest and restore your spells, and no one
Hey,
got
long
hurt from that,
rest
luckily.
again.
So there should be a long rest button. Actually, has it been added? Nope. I'll add it to your sheet. Where was that, Sky? Because you found that, didn't ya?
What
There we
did
go. Discard. There should be now a long rest button on your sheet.
Oh, I saw it just.
I don't know if it works though.
Let me just.
I tested it out the other day. It worked.
Okay.
Hold on.
Is that on our
Zolmos.
character sheet, is it?
Yeah, give me a
It's-
second. I'll
it's
add
in
it
the
to yours as well. If you go to the settings, there's a toggle switch. So it should be just above your traits and features now. A short rest and long rest.
I'll wait.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it works or not, not sure, but you can give it a crack. Anyway, so next morning, you wake up and continue
Very
moving
cool.
through the increasingly dense forest. It's approaching dusk when, with a sudden jolt and lurch, your cartwheel crashes into an unseen hole.
My card.
I will cast Mage Armor.
Like
And
we
everyone
crashed.
should- Yeah, your cartwheel like crunched into another hole with like just a shattering crash of wood, wood splintering.
I've got a
Okay.
black screen.
I stand up and
1
get
second,
ready
Sky.
to react to anything, thinking about my vicious mockery.
What the fuck?
Give me a second. We have Vharik. You'll be able to see in a moment.
Or will I?
You will.
Here we
Vutha
go.
approves with this black screen.
Here we go.
Give me a second. Vutha likes black screen.
Sleep was
Ah,
cast on us.
Monkey.
You said my name.
Who's sleeping in the background?
Who's sleeping? And where are we? Vutha.
Wait, Troy, are you using what are you using to edit those pictures, by the way, mate?
Did Luke fall asleep
Program
online?
called auto cut.
Oh,
Luke's
okay.
sleeping.
Something on my
Very,
phone.
very quick and very precise imagery, if I may say so.
Thank you.
Right. Everyone
Quite
should now
appreciated.
have a character. Is that correct?
Who got the oxes?
No one got the oxen.
Oh.
Acaciel is currently steering the cart. She's the healer, so everyone have a quick look at your character sheet.
Oh,
so if you hold
okay.
shift and double click your token. So
So I've
Sky
got
is
a different
Acaciel.
one. Yep.
At least I'm not.
Troy is Guthrundor. Luke is
Oh.
Nedwood.
What the?
Ned,
And
what a good name.
Merkil is Benz.
Do I really
That's
look like this?
You wear a funky mask.
Okay.
It's a mask.
Okay.
But you're also a lady.
Okay.
Now I gotta look.
Yeah, have a quick squiz.
Good. Here you go, people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, Bryce, you dropped. Our
Oh,
internet
no.
has been really dodgy tonight.
Just call your ISP and fix that.
I
Fix
didn't
that
mean to
shit.
hit that.
That's alright, he's back.
Don't need to miss you quite yet, but
Oh, I
we'll
didn't mean to
do
hit that. That was accident. Sorry.
That's right, we can use that one. Because Calliope and Zolmos, I'll get you to make a perception check as you're looking around and you're getting a bit suspicious about these happenings.
Is there a way, sorry, just before that happens, is there a way of applying the mage armor to your AC? Or do I just have to
May need to
manually-
manually do it.
Um,
Find us later and we'll have a bit of a play around because there probably is a function that lets us do that.
do you have
it's- oh
shield?
my
Is
God.
how much AC does it give you?
It should, because it's to do with your dex, so it should give me +3.
Because you might be able to add a shield into your inventory and just fiddle around with that.
Oh yeah, so I can make it like a +3 shield.
Yeah.
That might work. We'll have a play around with it
Yeah, no, that's fine.
offline, and there should be quite a simple way to
Ah,
turn it
sure.
on and off.
Alright, just remember you
Yeah.
got +3 on.
Yeah. But
I've
for
just-
now, so what you can do is click. So if you look at your character, the red maybe circle, that's your
Oh,
passive
yeah.
perception. That's for me. Your middle circle, which may be green, is your health.
Oh, I can actually
your
just change my armor class.
Right circle
to 16.
is maybe blue, which is your armor class.
Mm.
Yeah. So
So I'm
anything
not
that is
armory. I'm not armored.
No.
Okay.
you're essentially the the security healer.
Oh, okay. Yep, gotcha. I'm
So yeah,
on
have a look at your
board.
spells. You got some spells.
Yep, I saw that.
Everyone else are just simple guards of different types.
Yep.
So what's that? Hey, perception. Calliope, give me a perception, or whoever you are.
Apologies. I should really change my name on this.
It'll be slightly less confusing. Yeah.
Apologies. It's just my regular username.
Yeah, if you go into the settings just in here, you should be able to change that display name to Zolmos.
Zolmos.
Yeah, Calliope, give me a perception check.
Yep, sorry, my bad. I will go back to my character.
Ooh, that's a terrible roll.
There we go.
Zolmos test. Yep.
Yeah, just
Beautiful.
Yeah.
With that, because these guys rolled really terribly, let me just...
I got a sweet an 11.
Oh shit! It's the prostitutes.
Did you?
The prostitute.
Oh no!
You
No,
didn't pay
not the
enough
goblins! How could you do this to us, Bryce?
Aha!
Anything but the goblins. My horniness is up tenfold.
God damn it. So, as you madly look around, you see some movement in amongst the trees. Looking left, looking right, you see a whole bunch of goblins just start moving down out of the trees because they did not roll a very good stealth check. And I'll get everybody
Perfect.
to roll initiative. Make sure you select your token first.
Bryce, I see 2 of me on the screen.
2 of you.
Yeah, there's one on the left
Oh,
there.
why are you there? That doesn't need to be there.
I'm everywhere.
Does that work?
Where's initiative again? Jeez.
That must have been a double up.
It's up in the right corner. It's INIT
Oh.
for the character. Oh no, hang on. You've got your actual character. My bad.
Yeah. He's got his actual character.
Yep,
doesn't
I'm
help.
looking for initiative.
You should just say the word and be able to click on it.
Shit.
Oh, I know. I totally understand that. I have just no idea where the fuck it is.
I don't have an actual character sheet.
Where is it, Tomo?
What was that, Luke?
I don't think I have an actual character sheet. Just got a basic one.
Yeah, you just got a basic one. These characters are just simple.
Yeah, there's no initiative on it.
There should be.
Oh,
It's like
It's just look like a little
it took me way
D20.
too long to find.
Yeah, so it'll just look like a little D20.
Could have of armor class.
Yeah, it's between
Oh, there we are.
armor class and the rapier for you.
Did you click on your character first?
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Yep. So we got Zolmos, we got Calliope, solid numbers. We got Benz, Guthrundor, ACL, Acacial, Goblin Boss. The Goblin.
You got another goblin
Did
horde.
Nedward populate on there?
You only
Yeah,
got
let
one
me
goblin
click on the
horde.
character and do it. There we are. Try that. That work?
Looks like it worked.
1 second. Did that work?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it worked.
Looks like it's. Yeah, something's gone in. Yeah, good.
Okay, good. And make sure that's there. So we got Zolmos, that lot of goblins, Benz, Calliope, Guthrundor, ACL, Goblin. That's right, he doesn't want to populate for some reason, that's fine. We can do this. Head turn. What did you get for your initiative, Nedwood? Yeah, Nedwood.
2 or
Nedwood.
That's good
Such
too.
Such a good name. Oops.
And like
No.
last up back because he was not paying attention.
No, I did not want to do that.
And because you're the main player, Calliope can go before Benz. So Zolmos up first on the ball.
That looks like I'm doing vicious mockery. Yeah, because before the action, I readied a reaction to use vicious mockery as soon as I
yeah,
seen
you did.
someone. So, well, there's my roll for vicious mockery. It's a DC something throw.
Which one are you casting it on?
What can I see? I can see everyone, which is what.
So this guy looks like a bit of more of a beastie goblin. The rest
Yep.
look like just little pieces of crap.
Okay. Yeah, obviously. Yep. I'm gonna say that the one I see most clearly is the one down here. If
Yep.
you'll let me click it.
Yep.
I'm going to cast it on the bottom left one, and I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery. And I'll be like, you pathetic swine, you look nothing like the waifu I want! And then cast Vicious Mockery.
He fails to save with an 11. He's like,
Sweet. Whatever damage it was there, it was only 2 psychic damage. Great.
2. But I believe he also has disadvantage on his next attack.
Can I post this somehow?
Yep, so if you click the little speech bubble, it'll put up the spell effects into the chat.
There you go.
Yep, just like that.
Have disadvantage.
And disadvantage on the next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Sweet. And then
Alright.
as for my
Yep, so that was your reaction.
that was
That
just
was
my reaction. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say because you prepared it. So Calliope got off her mage armor. You can get off that for free. So now go
Okay.
through your main turn. I'm gonna be
Alright.
kind.
Cool. That's very kind of you. I'm going to say to Nedwood and Guthrundor, prepare to attack, and then I jump up like a epic man I am onto the back of the ox, standing on the
God.
back of the ox, pointing like a madman, and I say, and I'm going to use my you know what? I'm just going to
What is Murky
prepare-
doing?
what do you mean? What's
Well, never his turn it is.
sorry. I'm going to prepare my. I'm not gonna prepare anything really. No, I'm just gonna I'm going to prepare a reaction of dissonant whispers in case somebody comes close to one of my counterparts.
No worries. So that's the end of your turn. Over to the right-hand side goblins, who you see them as they drop down out of the trees. They ready a bunch of short bows, and they're going to fire off a volley of short bow arrows. This one here is going to be at Calliope. This one here at Nedwood, and this one here at Guthrundor. So Calliope first. 11 to hit. What's your armor class? I believe that misses. So with just a screeching sound, the arrow just ricochets off your arcane shield, flying off over the top of the trees. Next up, we have Nedwood. That arrow just like thuds straight into the middle of your breastplate. Does not penetrate. Doesn't even come near to penetrating. It's
That's my
pathetic,
boy,
I would say. But Guthrundor, you narrowly duck out of the way as a very well-aimed goblin arrow just barely flies past your jugular.
Huzzah.
But they are all going to make a stealth check to try to hide. Ooh, yep, that'll do it. So you see them all just duck back into the trees, and you lose sight of where they've gone. And we're over to Calliope.
I will cast Chill Touch on one of the goblins that I can see.
Hell yeah.
So this one will get. Where's my spells?
A bad boy.
Yeah.
So which one? This big fella on the side here?
This one.
Or that one?
Oh,
The one down there? He's still reeling from being, his waifu ability is reeling from being insulted.
yeah, so I will. Where's actual? Sorry. 4, and then I'll hit Chill Touch.
Oh, I'm a big dum dum. I forgot to use my bardic inspiration.
Does a 13 hit?
13. Oh, wrong. I'm on the wrong layer. No. So as the skeletal hand reaches out from amongst your own fingers and shoots towards the goblin, he's like, ducks out behind the tree, and you see that icy cold hand just shreds chunks of bark off the tree, but narrowly misses the goblin.
And I will shuffle this way. Boom.
Lovely.
And-
Over to Ben's.
Stand there.
So
Roger.
I'm going to
That's my turn.
use
Yeah.
my light crossbow to take a shot at this guy.
Go for it.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, Mackie.
What do you want to do to this poor individual who is most certainly dead?
As he's like in disbelief that he can't be the wife of Zolmos, Just gonna fucking take the shot right into his heart to give him that broken heart.
Oh, he just keels over. Even before the bolt is landing, he's already keeling over with just the sadness, that deep, deep sadness that he has upset and disappointed Zolmos as the arrow just pierces through. And you see him, he almost reaches up to you, Benz, thankful for being put out of his mercy, from being insulted so badly.
What a shit-vicious mockery.
From there, I'm gonna make my way 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and just end my turn by being like, is that the best you have to offer? Your puny soldiers are terrible.
You see the slightly chunkier, more heavily armored goblin kind of stand up towards that. And it's more so spitting than talking back into your face.
My
Guthrunder,
Dismiss
you're up.
Whispers activate now?
Yep.
Since
That'll
Ben's is
trigger.
right next to him, since I've said that was the trigger.
Yep. Go for it.
Cool.
What is that, a wisdom save again? Yep, beautiful. Oh, 13. There's my wisdom.
A lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Ooh, 14 succeeds.
Ah.
Does he still take half?
Wait, I'll post it for you. Sorry, I'm eating.
That's right, we'll slowly figure out which spells do what, and we'll memorize them. And by we, I mean me. Because yeah, you can click show spell description, but a lot of the time it doesn't work properly. Did
There
it
we go.
work that time? I think it worked that time.
It did.
But.
3d6.
Must have succeeded. Doesn't.
It takes
no,
3
They
d6.
take half as much and doesn't move away. Perfect. So he
Damn it.
takes how much
Only
damage?
raised now.
5 points of damage.
I wanted
That's
to do one.
Still takes 5 points of damage.
Cool, we'll take that.
It's a nasty
Um,
spell.
Alright, over to Guthrunda. Yeah, it's a
No, I
nasty
used
spell.
2 spells. So, there goes my fucking last
Guthrunder's not been paying a lot of attention. He's been doing tricks with his spear instead, but he wanders over to this goblin and goes for a two-handed melee attack with his spear.
Just levels the spear and just charges this goblin down as he's fallen out of the tree slightly awkwardly. Oh yeah, boy.
20? Or is that a dirty
Not
20?
dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20.
And he just
P
run this
20.
goblin into the ground, pinning him through the thigh. You feel his like bones shatter through his thigh. He's still up and kicking, but he's looking pretty upset about himself. So yeah, he's bleeding pretty heavily.
Oh, there's a goblin up there.
Oh, you hit the one in the tree.
Yeah, I didn't even realize where he walked off to. I was like, who the fuck's he fighting?
Sneaky goblins. Anything else, Guthrunda?
Nah,
Okay, so yell.
goes
Over
back
to you.
to playing tricks.
Alright,
Well, your spear is still like wedged through this goblin's leg as he's just screeching and trying to like rip his leg free.
Um,
I'm going to cast a Sacred Flame.
Who at?
Zolmos.
Hey! Just 'cause my
Actually, it's going to
bagpipes
go
are
right
weird,
over Zolmos' head if I do shoot that direction, so I'll go for the goblin boss.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. Roll your attack
Hang on.
while I am doing this.
Is that the one?
Ooh, 5. Yep, that's the fail. 4 points of radiant damage as bends. There's just a flare of flame, and you recognize that as the radiant power of Casiel.
And it's
Minus
got
4.
disadvantage if I read something. Did I read it right, or was I reading another spell?
This one, no, I don't think so. It's just straight damage.
Okay, yeah, cool, cool.
Against benefit.
I was reading a different one.
But it just doesn't get any advantage from cover. Anything else, Casiel?
Is anyone looking damaged?
No, no one is
Not
damaged
yet.
yet.
No? Okay. Well,
We're waiting for old Nedwood to have a go, though. He's gonna be...
she'll just step over
He's
this
getting
way
there.
to be ready for the other two if they take damage.
No worries. It's the Goblin Boss's turn, and you see Benz as he's just been a bit battered around, cleaning like burning hair out of his eyes. He just rips this wicked-looking scimitar out, and he's going to take 2 attacks at you. First attack is a straight roll. 13 to hit.
Yeah, that got me.
for 6 points of damage
fuck
as he
is your AC?
slashes across your stomach. Ben's is the more lightly armor of
Oh,
your guys.
that's unfortunate. Oh, go on.
And then his second attack is at disadvantage, because, and a 6. So as he like, you see the scimitar just like slashes into your leg and almost gets caught because there's so many like chunks taken out of it, and he managed to like drag it free and takes a second swipe, but it goes wide, missing on his second attack. It is the. Ooh, can he take a bonus action? And he's going to disengage as a bonus action. 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to rush up behind Guthrundr.
Oh, he's got disengage. That's all.
Yep. So it's the Gobbo's turn. So this one, as he like rips the spear free of his leg, he's going to take a swipe at advantage. 11 to hit. I think that misses you, Guthrundr. Yep. So he just takes this like swipe, and even though you're like turning to look at the goblin boss climbing in behind you, it still completely misses. That one is dead. Ben's, make sure you mark down your health. So you took 6 points of damage.
Yeah, how do I do it? Oh, yeah, there
So
it
you
goes.
click
never mind.
the circle
Is that the-
thingamabob. Yep.
Damn, boy.
Beautiful. And then we're over to Nedwood.
Oh.
Nedwood's bravely going to move to steady the oxens, considering the bards just mounted him and was shooting arrows at him. Going to secure the ox so they don't run off.
No! Stupid bard!
And
Alright.
Screw you for using your brain.
And you do see the oxen like starting to thrash and like their wide eyes and frothing at the mouth with these goblins and the smell of fresh blood in the air. They're looking a bit panicked. I won't worry about giving you an animal handling check because I can't be bothered to figure out what that check is. Zolmos.
Let's do it for lols. I'll roll a d20.
Just yeah, I think it's an intelligence check. Oh god,
Oh, I'm
that
so
did not
sorry.
go very well. If anything,
Animal handling was its own thing.
yeah, animal handling is its own check.
Oh god.
But these guys don't have, yeah. So he got a 2. So essentially, you've like rushed towards these oxen, and your heavy armor is like clanging and banging and crashing. If anything, you made these oxen even more startled. They are looking panicked.
Noise.
At the top of the round, I'm going to do a check to see if they freak out and run. Ooh, natural 20 for them. No. So even with
Oh, they can't.
even with that terrible check, oh, I rolled invisibly. That's right. Even with that terrible check, they managed to roll a nat 20. So they're standing, but they're still freaking the hell out and look like they're going to bolt anytime soon. But Zolmos, over to your turn.
Zah, standing in my my fashion atop of these oxen, I cast another vicious mockery.
Who
So,
this time?
I'm going to cast it at the goblin boss, since he is the one I can see. I'll use vicious mockery, and I'll say to him, "Good sir, I rather shit in my hands and clap than look at you," and cast vicious mockery.
Oh, which one was it? Sorry, the
Goblin
big fellow?
boss.
Yep, cool. Wisdom save.
Yeah, just the wisdom save.
Oh, that's a 10. That'd be a big no on that.
Cool, and that's the damage there for you.
-3, and he's got disadvantage.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. You see him turn around and he's like, ah! Shit, poop in my hat! Ah, I'm so confused!
Working on my insult all days, boys.
Any movement?
I will actually use my movement. I'm going to jump down from the oxen to the left, and to the left? No, I'm going to actually jump over next to Calliope and make sure that she's actually okay.
Well, that's good because it's the hidden goblin's turn. So suddenly a bunch of arrows just erupt out of the tree line. Let me just send these bad boys
Prepare
back
to
to
be
the
hit.
layer. So first one, because you're now closest, Zolmos.
Yep.
At advantage. Bop. Ooh, 22 to hit. 7 points of piercing damage.
I think that hits. 7 points!
Yeah.
7.
Yep. So suddenly an arrow just erupts out of the tree line, just taking you clean through the side of the stomach. And you just keel over in pain, just grunting. And the next two, actually this gobbo here is going to take a shot at one of the oxen.
The oxen.
Yep.
Why not me?
Because he's a bastard. He's shooting at the nearest one, and he's hungry. Ooh, nat 20.
Oh,
Ooh, the oxen is still up, but only just.
Hey, Murky, you might be right. Your
I'm
message
always
earlier.
right. What
Your
about what?
message earlier. You got.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
like, it's happening. You foretold the future.
Yeah.
And on to Nedward. 19 to hit.
Jesus
So
Christ.
7 piercing.
Oh,
And the DM as well.
See,
So
you
make
gotta
sure you
be,
mark down 7 damage onto yourself, Nedward.
gotta be smart, Keegan. I died, but I didn't.
Ooh.
that was looking pretty rough.
And they are going to make... They're going to make another stealth check to try to hide back in the trees again.
Fuck is.
Haha. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Hang on. I'm rolling good with these guys. The guys on the left-hand side, not so great. As they disappear back into the trees. And we're over to Calliope.
I am not happy with them shooting my brother. So I will cast Sleep about there. Wait, there's the... Where's it? Why is it not clicking? Hold on.
Hold,
Click
Click and hold.
There, about there. So it should be 20
So,
feet
20
between
feet
them both.
radius.
Get your circle out, bro.
So get your circle out. If you hold shift, I believe it should lock to the squares. So make it the size. Each of these squares is 5 foot. So you can just make it, and then you can drag it into place if you
Oh
need.
god.
Uh-oh.
Kitty.
We're drawing a smiley face.
It's a boob.
It's a
Or a
green
target.
kitty.
Where is it?
It's a boob.
So you can just put it wherever, and then you can drag the circle wherever you want to cast it.
Oh god.
So you can
how
just
do I-
draw
how
it
do I
to the
even
right
make it?
size.
So I go circle.
Oh no.
Yep, so circle, and if you hold shift, it'll lock itself to the squares, so you can get like a proper sized circle. Stop
Oh.
drawing penises on the map.
Who drew
So
it?
defense tactics I'm thinking of.
So it's a 20
It's alright, it's
foot
half
circle.
hidden from the stream, and the stream hasn't caught up.
So just cast the spell so I can
I don't
see
delete
it all
that.
as well.
That's 20 foot. That's definitely not 20 foot.
Yeah, it's 20 foot. Sorry, I'm just... Ha!
An extra.
Okay, so it's the 20 foot of a point you choose within range. So 20 feet radius. So
Yeah,
it's massive.
yeah. So I'll try and get those two down the bottom there.
Yeah, I'll draw a circle for you.
Sweet, thank you.
So, where are we? That's 20 foot diameter.
There's lots of points of
Holy shit. That's
Look.
massive.
20 feet. Look.
Oh man.
Right, so if you're wanting
I'll
to make
do
sure
it
you
so
don't
that
hit
it
your own
doesn't-
party,
It doesn't hit us, obviously. Yeah, I'll do it like
Like
there.
that?
Doesn't matter if it hits me, bro.
Oh,
Sorry, sis. Doesn't matter if it hits me, sis.
true. Well, I'll do it so that it hits the ox, Zolmos,
It's
and the two goblins thereabouts.
so
Maybe
about
even-
there.
Yeah, about there. Let's see if I can get them.
Okay, roll your damage.
I will. So it is spells, and then I want to and submit.
26.
So let's go.
The
I
ox
should have
is
just
definitely
no. I
asleep.
shouldn't have done the ox.
No, the ox is good. Now it's calmed. It won't run away.
now
Yeah,
it's
but
just
it's
asleep.
isn't it?
It's calmed. It's asleep,
Right,
and
so we
it's
have-
prone. So it can't get. It's got disadvantage on short bows.
That's enough to put them all to sleep.
Awesome.
So, where's my sleep symbol? I think
Including
there's a
Zolmos?
sleep.
No, I'm immune.
They're immune.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's right.
Slept. Unless they meet my fists.
So suddenly you just hear. And you see these two goblins come tumbling out of the bushes, where they've now approached and they seem to be sneaking up on your position after they'd fired their arrows, and they're currently snoring away. Nedward, as you're trying to calm this ox down, like, damn, you did a good job, because this oxen has just gone and just like got down onto all four hunches and just is now happily snoring away, even though it's just got a like pissing blood out the side of its neck from an arrow.
Yes.
The Ox Whisperer.
Yes, Tomo. That was
Yeah.
OP play. OP play.
My
Very nice. Very
movement,
nice.
I am not going to move. I'm going to stay there. Bonus action, I will do nothing. That's my turn.
Lovely. All right, Ben, it's over to you. That was a good move because hiding goblins are hard to take care of. Good spell.
I'm gonna walk over here, and I'm gonna line my crossbow up again and take a shot at the goblin boss, who is not looking at me.
Yep, got advantage because you're flanking as well with your buddy, who's both taunted and focusing on Gunther or whatever I called him. You can't see his name.
I'm offended.
Gunthrudor. Gunthrador.
You make
That's
all
20
means
again.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Right, what are you doing to this poor old goblin boss?
Oh, is he dead? Yes.
Oh, he dead. Yeah.
So, I'm guessing as he's distracted looking at my good old bodyguard mate, all my bodyguard mate's going to see is like hit that goblin with a grin in his face. Next thing you know, boom, just the arrowhead peeking out the other side of the dude's forehead. Like right above
brutally.
the eyes.
He just stumbles a couple of steps forward and then, or backwards, whichever way, and just like slumps into Guthrandor and just slides down in a pool of his own feces and blood as he poops himself horrifically. You're not sure if he pooped himself.
Worked.
Yeah, you're not sure if he pooped himself from the mockery or from the arrow stuck through it. You're not.
Little column A, a little from column.
Oh, he dropped.
Oh, he's gone.
You're gone again, Bryce. Yep, you're back.
He's back.
And again. Any more movement?
We
Ben?
don't need no dungeon master.
Dude.
While you were gone, we made a brothel. I'm sorry.
The rest of the body stuff.
4 sexy goblins. To
Well,
start
this
us
is
off
where
with.
we pick up the 4 goblins.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
necromancer amongst you.
Don't worry, mate.
Please.
Well, you got 2
God.
sleeping
My-
ones,
my,
so...
my,
Oh,
my,
he's got
bonus-
sleeping
my,
goblins.
my bonus action is
Isn't
I
there a
perceive
video
which
about
one is the
King?
hottest.
Yeah, Ben's. Any more movement?
Yeah, from there, I'm going to make my way towards, so that's 15, 20, 25, 30, back to the main road, because, maybe I should just down here. Yep, and I'm going to start, like, walking towards these dead sleeping ones, essentially, and that's the end of my turn.
No worries. Good to door. You're up.
I presume I've managed to pull my spear back out of that goblin.
Yep. Or he managed to rip his own leg free of it by tearing it out of the wound. He's not looking too
Excellent.
great.
I stab him again.
Roll it. Straight roll.
Let that go. Oh, where is it? Got it.
Sweet, sometimes it's oh boy. Yeah, that poor goblin is you ripped it out of one leg and he's like hopping and you just jam it through the other leg, just shattering his femur, and he just drops down on his face, bleeding out in a couple of puddles from his like almost entirely severed legs. He
Wicked.
dead.
And I'm just gonna go for a little wander over to, well, let's say, here. Whoa.
Ooh, intriguing
Or is that
choice.
too far?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Nah, back here-ish.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
20, 25, 30. Yep, right here. Yep, perfect. Acaciel, over to you.
Can I hop down from the cart?
Of course.
And I'm gonna change my thing and come over here.
You also see Zolmos bleeding quite badly from an arrow stuck in his gut.
He's fine for now.
I agree.
But
If he was better at magic, this wouldn't have happened.
I want to try and tie these guys up. Hog time
Right.
a bit.
Freya, what are you growling at? There's no one touching your butt. I think Freya's being haunted. Give me a dexterity check. So you can try to tie up one at one this round. You
Yeah,
can't tie
that's
up
what I was
both.
thinking.
So dex check. You're fumbling and you're trying to get the rope out, and you're not confident that this goblin is held securely yet.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll probably by next turn, if you spend your next turn doing it, you'll be able to get a good job tying him up. But currently, he's not held.
I'm gonna be
anything else?
ready for if he does wake up to jump on him at least.
Well, that was your action trying to tie
No,
him
no,
up,
like as in
essentially.
like reaction, I guess.
Actually, give me.
No, for like.
Is reaction your action though?
Yeah. So you still need. So essentially, preparing an action to use your as your reaction triggers it using your action. I.e., you can't do it.
Okay.
But
But
what
give
it
me
sounds
a
like you
second.
A little less conversation, a little more action.
You're asleep for 1 minute.
Dex saving
Right.
throws.
1 minute is like.
Yeah,
20
but like
turns.
knowing
You're
some other
fine.
people that I play with, as soon as they get sleep, they get hit and they wake up.
Yeah, true.
I'll be right,
Depends who
I'll be
you're playing with.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you can. By next turn, you'll have that goblin grappled effectively with rope. Goblin boss is dead. Right, these goblins' turns. Those. Oh no, it's that goblin's turn, which is most certainly dead. Nedwood, your turn. What would you like to do?
After being shot with an arrow, I'm going to make my way to this goblin here. Try and pick up the largest rock I can and smash it over the head while it's asleep.
God damn it. As we were
There
saying,
you
Sky,
go,
depends
yep.
who you're playing with.
Yeah, you called it, Sky. You called it. That's so good.
Right, give me an attack roll at.
Gotta live with what you got.
Give me an attack roll at advantage because he's sleeping. And you look down at him and he's like.
Awesome.
Is it a female goblin, Bryce?
Somehow you miss.
Perception check.
Oh,
So, I'm not sure, Nedwood, whether
He's
it was
asleep
because
still. Yes.
you felt slightly guilty about crushing this poor innocent goblin's head into pulverized paste, or as you've reached up, the arrow lodged in your stomach is like reefed around and made you like flinch and kind of stumbled past the rock, but you missed somehow. So that oxen is asleep, so the other one I'm going to give advantage to its essentially wisdom save, which is good because the first one was a 3, second one was a 15. So the oxen seems to have started settling down as its buddy is like curled up to sleep. This other oxen seems to be calming down, and we're over to Zolmos.
I go, Calliope, I got a fucking arrow in me, and then I jump over and then like jump onto the sorry, wrong tool. I jump over and then I lie down on the ground there, going, fucking help me! Come on,
Dramatic
Sister
much?
and while I'm doing that, I cast I start singing a song to myself. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be alright. Everything's okay. And I use
Healing word?
Healing word?
yeah, I use healing word.
Sweet. Roll away as you're like just singing to yourself. Just the arrow, as you sing, the arrow is like slowly like starting to grow its way out of your stomach. It's still lodged in there just a little bit by the barbs, but it's almost entirely out of your gut now.
See, I told you it's gonna be fine.
Gonna be okay.
Right.
So I use my movement to lie down on the ground and then heal myself. That's my turn.
All right. Ooh. Would this goblin try to save his buddy? Hell no. So this goblin that's hidden in this tree here that you cannot see is going to take a shot at Guthrundor. He was considering helping out his buddy who's sleeping and about to get his head crushed, but he decided, screw that.
Jesus.
What?
Two nat 20s. What is
see,
that?
see
I
you
think
later.
that's like insta death, bro. That's insta death.
Guthrundor,
I can't help him either. Nope.
you're an NPC, so you don't even get saving throws for death.
Slaughtered.
Guthrundor, just as you're like charging through the forest, just using your spear, just like trying to swipe the blood off it on the branches, charging towards where you last saw this goblin. Blood! Just an arrow comes out of nowhere, just rips through your right eyeball, and just tears out the back of your skull, spraying
Can I-
blood and viscera over the trees and bushes.
Can I just point out that Troy's NPCs are not going well? His first death in like all three. Well,
At least
two
you
deaths
didn't
and
order me
one.
to my death this time.
At least he got a kill.
Yes.
Moose, use your legs, darling. Oh, that was brutal. That,
Did your
that
lizard
double
go
nat
better
20s.
than Gryffindor?
It's
Your
just
lizard dude's
NPCs
doing well.
for now.
I need to know what happened.
And that gobbo is going to once again try to hide. Oh, not effectively this time.
Yay!
So what's your passive
Gryffindor to start.
perception? So Zolmos, you can still see it. Calliope, you've lost track of where that goblin's gone. You got a higher passive perception. Zolmos.
Do
So you're
I?
like looking between the cartwheels, and you can still see this goblin is like ducked behind the trees. But from where Calliope's up on the cart, you can't see where it is.
I can see
but
him
Calliope,
too.
it's over to your
as
turn.
well.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah, you'd
sweet.
be able to see it too with your passive perception. But yeah, Calliope, you're up.
I will move to the. Well, I've got that same tool there. I will move here. Boop.
Into that big old circle. Yep.
Yep. And I am going to hold my action. It will be a chill touch for when that guy takes another shot. I will shoot
Lovely.
him first.
Loves it. Right, Benz, you're up.
Yeah, because my passive perception is only 10, so I technically can't see that goblin. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
can't see him quite. Sorry.
Yep. So all I saw was my mate get murked. I'm just gonna fucking hold my action as well and wait for that goblin to pop his head out, and I'll take a shot at him with my crossbow.
Roger. Good.
It goes to Nedwood and he stabs someone in the head.
Gryffindor is just pouring blood out the back of his brain still as his heart is slowing to a
Wait,
halt.
did I see Gryffindor die?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty dramatic death.
Oh no. Oh, add it to my song or things to sing about.
Buddy. One of your guards that's been with your manor since childhood.
Oh no!
He's helping
Oh no!
He was, helping you fold your clothes as you were still a young'un. You know, this one time you were about to go on your first date, and he, helped slick your hair down, making sure you're looking good for your first date. And you just seen him just cop an arrow right through the brain hole.
I think I'm broken.
That's right. He only ever did that because he was getting paid to. He actually hates the arrogant little shit.
Oh.
Yeah, but if he did, he was hiding it well.
Oh.
And
Oh.
okay, Ciel, you're up.
What's wrong?
So you'll spend the rest of your turn finishing tying up that gobbo.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's my turn. That's right. I got distracted by Moo. Yes.
Moose is very distracting, darling.
Oh no,
so
hang
you
on.
Finished.
I'll go this guy. It was this one here.
Are you going to try and tie up that one instead?
Yeah, it was that one. Sorry.
Great. Give me a dexterity check.
What?
As you give up on the goblin who's trying to get
Oh,
his
was it?
head
I thought
crushed.
I was doing this one to begin with. Oh, I'm confused now. All right, well, I'll keep going with the guy that's getting his head smashed in then.
Okay. Well, he is now successfully hogtied and asleep. That gobbo's dead. Over to Nedwood.
Nedwood's going to pick up the rock again, but move around to this one and hold his action. If the goblin wakes up, he's going to drop the rock on its head.
No worries. Zolmos, over to you.
Okay. I'm still saying. I'm finishing my song. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be okay. Okay. All right. And then I see the goblin out in the distance, and I fucking point at him, and I go, "Oh, you for killing Gryffindor, you piece of fucking shit over there." I don't have any good insults, by the way. And I'm like, "He looked after me when I went on my first date. I didn't score, but fuck you!" And I cast Vicious Mockery.
He fails. Roll the damage.
Oh, wow, that was quick. Okay. Yep.
And you can see this goblin is like poking his head around a tree, cocking his short bow back, seeing Calliope, your sister, up on top of the cart. He's about to take a shot at her.
Oh, fuck
and
you!
looks down and goes and screeches out. Calliope and Benz, you both see this goblin like shriek out and like claw at his head as his ears slightly start bleeding.
Just because
So
I said
you can
fuck
take
you, basically.
you can take your attacks.
Fuck yeah!
So who is first? Let's go Calliope first because she's main character. Oh, that's right, because you missed. Calliope, take your shot. What were you holding?
Yep.
What spell were you holding again? Beautiful. Roll it.
14 to hit.
Oh, they both narrowly miss.
What?
Chill touch
What?
slams into the tree again.
Damn.
AC of 15, they're nimble little bastards.
Oh.
Damn.
He ducks in behind the tree last second and the clawed undead hand just slams into the trunk. But he does, however, have disadvantage on his next attack, which is good because he's about to take his shot at Calliope.
That's what we.
What are you
Two
saying?
nat 20s.
2 nat 20s, come on, baby.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
Oh,
16.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, 16, that's what I needed. So Calliope, as your hand like slams into the trunk, he ducks out the other side and just reaches back with a bow and just takes you clean through the collarbone, just right beneath the bone, just ripping out through your back. The arrow carries on, just spraying blood across the cart behind you for 5 points of damage. And he's going to try to hide again.
Yeah.
15. Calliope, over to you. The arrow wound fresh through your neck. Or just
Spells
next to
you
your
have
neck.
left, Calliope.
I still can't see that hidden guy, can I?
Nah, you've lost track of him this time.
Well, I'll go up to this guy here who's restrained and asleep. And I will use Shocking Grasp.
Oh
Just
boy.
gonna kill him.
At advantage, roll it.
Sorry, I just got it. Boom. Advantage.
Oh, nice.
There we
Oh
go.
boy. Yep. He is suddenly awake and just being electrocuted as your hands just... Where are you putting your hands on this poor individual?
On his face.
Oh, just either side of his head, and you swear you see like smoke drifting out of his ear holes as he's just convulsing and just start frothing and chattering in his teeth. Bites clean through his tongue as his tongue just like spits out onto your foot.
And I will stay there because I don't want to get attacked.
He is looking very sad for himself, but he's still alive. He's also still hogtied. Benz.
Quick question. So, as a bonus action, can I use because obviously I know that old mate's over here somewhere. Could I do a perception check to see if I can't like squint, look for him, or?
Nah, it's full action to see if you can find him.
Oh,
But you can
okay.
do it. You can do a perception check as an action if you want,
Nah, because then he can hide by my next fucking turn.
or you can fire in just a random square and roll at disadvantage.
Do what you did last time. You can hold an action. He pops up.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
You can also do.
I might just, I'm gonna just walk a little bit closer and then hold my action. So if he pops out again, I can dome him.
Yep. Roger. Sounds good. Guthrador is still dead on the ground. Casiel. Sky?
Oh, me. Of course, sorry. I'll
yeah,
just
I know. It's fresh names.
hog-tie the other guy now.
Roger, give me a dexterity check at advantage.
He's just cutting all over.
Not really good at this. Not business.
That's right. That's enough to get this one grappled up and hogtied. Nedward, are you still threatening this gobbo?
Still threatening the goblin. If he wakes up,
All right. Zolmos, anything?
I'm going to. I'm going to dash over to here, looking for him, using my action. Obviously, now I'm looking for him.
20, 25,
Perception roll.
probably a wee bit far for you to go.
Oh, that's a
Dash.
dash.
Yeah, that your action is to
my
dash.
bad. Sorry, my bad. I'm just looking for this guy. I'm getting right up
You,
close.
you can get to here if you want, and you can look. Give me a perception check.
Sure. Let me just push it. There we go. And I'll
Gonna
use
roll
a
for his.
You can get one
Wait,
square. One more
Wait,
square?
weren't you prone? It's half
Oh,
movement.
it's half movement too.
Oh, true that. Yeah, so
Ah.
you can jump.
You
You
know-
can jump up on the cart and
Yeah.
have a look though.
You know what? I'm gonna remain prone, and I'm gonna ready an action in case I see him, and use vicious mockery if I see him.
So I'm confused. When you get 45 feet,
No. So
So-
if you're prone, you got to use half your action to stand up.
yeah, so
And
that's
you got
like
15
50
action.
movement, and
But
then you have
that's-
to dash.
Oh,
would be
true.
a
Then my
little-
dash
Yeah.
action. No, you are right.
So that's
Yeah, so
45
he
feet.
couldn't dash because he was going to use his action.
No,
as
you're
a
right.
perception
I am
check.
prone.
Oh.
Sorry, I have been drinking. I will. While I'm lying there, I'll just ready an action in case I see him again, and I'll vicious mockery him.
Roger.
Start
Sounds good.
slinging slurs at him.
If I see it,
this-
slurs.
This gobbo here is going to try to bite Calliope's finger.
Bitch slap
I'm
him.
just going to use... Let's go with this at disadvantage.
Please don't hit me. Yay.
Definitely not. No. Tries to like snap at your finger as you pull your hand away. The other goblin that was
You're about
up
to die
in
to
the
electric
vicinity of
chair,
here
buddy.
somewhere, you don't see a sign of him.
He's ran away.
So the two of you
little
that were-
bastard.
The two of you that were holding your action, you don't see the other goblin pop his head out. Calliope, what do you want to do?
I am going to do the exact same thing and shocking grasp this guy.
God, at advantage.
How many spells do you get a day as a wizard?
That's
No,
a
that's
cantrip.
just a
Shock and
cantrip.
grasp.
Oh, these are cantrips. This
Mhm.
is sick. That's the
Yeah,
same as
shocking
my
grasp
vicious
is cool.
mockery. That's awesome.
Yeah, you
It's
got to
a
be
little
in 5 feet though, so you got to be touching them.
Yeah, I know.
That's a miss.
Still
He's like,
stronger.
he's snapping at your hand and trying to like bite you, and you're trying to get your hands in close, and it just shorts out through the through some of the rocks in the ground just next to his head.
Prepare to die, you little shit. That's
He's just
right.
like, please no, please spare me.
Oh. Okay. No.
Mister, you're grabbing that goblin as best as you grab friends. Terribly. Hurry up and kill it.
I have friends.
I'll be your friend. Pretty lady, I'll be your friend. Please help. Don't hurt me.
Say it, big friend. We've got a. It's a friend
See,
for the
I have
green
friends.
goblin.
And you see
Yeah,
this
I
goblin
have
is like between his like smoking hair and ears. He's like trying to bat his eyelids, trying to make himself look pretty. He's like, eh. He's trying to smile, but it's just this jagged, messed up, horrible piranha tooth fangs. Anyway, Benz, your turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to move towards the tree. 5, 10, 15, 25. I don't remember. I lost count, but it's not 30 feet, so fuck it, just there. And I'm just going to use a perception check to see if I can't see what my dwarf eyes see.
Go for it.
Brooker, I'm not drunk. I just speak shit. Oh my
I
god.
talk good
I
English.
got home and immediately was like,
I do not talk good.
So just straight wisdom check, unless that Benz has a perception bonus.
No, he
No,
does
so
not.
just straight wisdom check. So just click your wisdom.
I
Ooh.
see
Nope.
shit.
He don't see shit. He's too busy bleeding out. Acaciel.
Yell out, I ain't found shit.
Goblins are
found
small,
shit.
aren't they?
Yeah, goblins are pretty tiny.
Can I grab them like one in each hand and just walk back to the cart to pick them up on there? I don't know how strong.
This one easily because he's asleep. This one I'll need you to make an athletics check.
Okay, so
to try to
strength.
grab him at,
Is it-
at advantage.
But is it
Yeah, so
two at a
strength check.
time or one at a time?
I'm going to say this one is negligible because he's tiny, pathetic, and hog-tied. So you're doing the check for this one, really.
Strength, isn't it?
Yep. At
At advantage, you
yeah,
said?
at advantage because he's all tied up.
Okay. Boom.
Oh, well, nat
I
20,
give
so,
him a kick
yeah.
at the same time. Like,
Essentially, you like grab them by the ankles where they're tied up and start like dragging them back towards the wagon, so you can get them kind of like there and there.
yeah.
You can probably get this one up on the wagon if you want the other one.
Yeah, I'll give him a little bit of a toss up.
Yeah, so this one you're still slowly getting towards the wagon. Nedward.
It would alright. So loaded them on the wagon. Is this one still yelling and screaming like I want to be
Yeah.
your friend?
Yep.
Yeah.
This one
I
wants
wanna
to
be
be
your
Calliope's friend.
Which, this one? And I
Yeah.
drive my
Yep.
sword through his throat.
At advantage.
While it's in Acacia's arms. It's like, yeah.
Stabs Acacia.
Silence, you frickin' shit.
You can tell
Ah,
you
yeah.
definitely play barbarians.
It's dead. He dead.
And I'll just
As he-
give
as he goes to plead
Nedward
for his
the
life, I'm just
look.
gonna throw
Bleeding out
the
of the
sword.
It's like,
case.
really? Really?
Yeah,
And
so
I'll-
Casey, you've like put one goblin up nice and carefully onto some of the sacks of spare food, turned around to grab the next goblin, and it's just pinned to the ground with Nedward's sword.
I was gonna say with that, like, I was gonna, like, pick up his body and just toss it at Ned. All this hard work
Fucking
and he's
arsehole.
fucking up.
And essentially, we are out of initiative order because the goblin up north has buggered
Ran
off.
away.
The first thing I do is grab a vial, and of the one that's been stabbed right in front of me, fill it
Mm?
with the blood of the goblin.
Can do. It's kind of hard for a second trying to figure out whether it's your blood or the goblin's blood, but yeah, you managed to fill up a blood
Both
I got-
is fine.
bloody vial.
Calliope, what are you doing? Disgusted.
Did you not pay attention in class?
Yeah, because you know how much I go to class.
Blood is very helpful.
Sure, whatever you reckon. And I just mosey on back into my, back and get the bagpipe straight back in my mouth and start blowing on it. Oh wait, Constantine, no! No!
So, what are you doing with poor Guthrundor?
No! I played
I'll grab
Vigil.
him.
Do we
Playing
put him
an
on the cart
entire-
too?
Yeah, so I'll grab him and I'll move him onto the cart, put him on the back of it. Deserves a burial.
I play him an entire song of hope and hope his soul goes to a better place and
And
shed a tear for him.
I'll just
Away from that arrogant little shit.
I'll cure
Keep
wounds,
it.
Calliope and Ned as well, and I'll use the last slots.
Thank you.
Right, so roll them.
What were they? D8, 1d8.
So you should be able to just click the spell
Oh, true.
on your character. Because it should be
Excuse me,
like,
sorry.
Okay, well then
plus a
that's
little bit
one,
something.
and then for Ned.
Yep, so 7 for Calliope,
And-
and for Ned, 5.
Back to full health. I feel great.
So you see as Acacio comes up and just like places a palm on your bleeding collarbone, it just seems to stitch itself back together again.
I will
And,
prestidigitation myself clean again.
I don't.
I will walk up to my gross brother, do the same thing, and be like, clean yourself up. And then I will also do that to the fallen ally to make him,
Burial worthy.
yeah, less bloodied.
I agree with that. I salute.
So you see the other guards kind of gather around, and old Nedward, which I've forgotten his voice, like, thank you, Mr. Calliope. Don't worry, we'll get him back up to his family, back up in the city, and we'll give him a good burial. Don't worry about him.
I start acting overly dramatic. Didn't deserve this!
It's okay, Master Zolmos. It's okay. We'll take good care of him, and we'll see
I
to
look
see fit that his
disgusted in general direction.
his 8 children are well taken care of. It's okay.
He had 8! He only told me he had 1! 8!
Yeah, look, a few of them were secret. His wife only knows about 3 of them.
He knew how to pick up the women! And I start crying.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
he dropped
you
out.
just
No.
dropped out.
He's
So
back.
we've got a captive goblin. We've already started the brothel, boys. We've already started the brothel.
God damn it.
The question is, female or male?
Can we do a nature check
I
on
think-
him, please?
Yep, give me a nature check. Maybe Zolmos? I feel Calliope doesn't want to go near this thing.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true.
No, I go, isn't this your friend, Calliope?
No,
my friend is
no. He killed his friend.
What am I doing? Nature check, nature.
The goblin which is now awake looks up at you, Calliope, and goes, yeah, friend!
12 plus 0.
Ew.
It's a 12. He's a male goblin.
And how did you check?
Calliope! And I grab him by the hair and I'm like, it's your friend! Oh, look how good he looks!
And I'm like, trying to be polite, but clearly have a face of disgust. Like,
Do you want a kiss?
No, not at all, you filthy animal. I mean, I'm flattered, but no.
I cut the interaction short and just slam his head into the ground and try and knock him out.
Give me a athletics check at advantage.
Athletics check.
As he's like trying to kiss Calliope.
Oh, jeez. Athletics? Sure not.
Yep.
Sure you're not acrobats, mate? No.
No, athletics at
Damn it.
advantage. though, because
You want
it's
to
tied up.
fun it while you do it?
Yeah.
Can I just say, it's really funny that we're
Whoa,
both really
nice.
weak. It's purely
Yeah.
genetics.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you just slam his head down onto the side of the wagon. And just for a few seconds, you hold his head against the wagon wheel as it goes thud, 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 thud. And then you just drop his unconscious body back down.
I go. I don't know if Tomo's still here, but I go to Calliope. See? I am a good brother. And then go back and just chill out for a moment. He's giving away good foods for free.
Yes. But the next couple of days goes by without too much incident. The goblin seeming to have pulled his head in, not trying to kiss Calliope anymore. A few days later, as the sun is falling, starting to go down, you arrive. Yeah, everyone should be able to see that. You arrive at the Miseldis Forest Manor. It's turned off from the main drag. Sorry, see?
I was just going to say, did you want us to recover everything?
Yeah. So yeah, this is a couple of days later. But as your wagon pulls up the front and the guards help you down, you're welcomed by your Aunt Miseldis. She's an aging elven woman in a simple brown dress. God, my words have given up. It's getting late.
All good.
And you're welcomed inside with a bit of a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and you're settled into your rooms. Your guards bundle up the corpse of poor Guthrundr, and they load back up into the wagon, restock some food, and with a final wave to you two, Nedwood goes, "Well, master, mistress, I'll see you back up in Isildur, I'm sure, in a month's time. We should come and collect you again."
I say thank you to Nedwood, but also grab my sister Calliope and go, "We are praying for Guthrundr," and grab her and like, "We're praying for him," and make her pray with me. I don't know if I can force you to pray, mate, but I'm doing it.
Sit. Kneel.
Wait, so we're praying?
Pray to Guthrund's soul to go to a better place. You realise what that man did for me, right?
Okay. And then I like awkwardly kneel down. Like, what am I doing?
I pray for Guthrund.
Zolmos and Calliope, give me an insight check.
Gotcha. Normal? Done.
Yep, straight roll.
Oh.
Nope. Whoa!
Zolmos.
Dirty 20
You-
back. Dirty 20.
AD20.
Can't help but notice, as you mentioned, praying to the gods for Guthrundr's soul, he almost flinches, looking in Calliope's direction.
Wait, his body flinches.
Yeah, he almost flinches, like he tries to hide it, but like he's shocked for a second, and he tries to hide it, but you definitely see him kind of glancing Calliope's direction where you mentioned praying to the gods.
Who did this?
I'll
Nedwood.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Nedwood.
Okay.
Nedwood,
give
sorry, yeah.
The eyes to the guard, as in like he's an idiot. Like just my brother being an idiot.
I stand in between Calliope and Nedwood, and I bid him farewell, trying to usher him out quicker now.
It's like, oh well, okay. Well, you stay safe. We'll see you when we come back to collect you, master and mistress. Have a good stay. And he turns the cart around and they head back off, out. You're just left with that slightly odd sign of him reacting like that towards Calliope when mentioning the gods. It's strange.
Interesting.
But that evening, you're settled down into your room. You get given it's a simple room. It's not as flash as your manor house up in Azurium, but it's okay for a bit of a rural manor. But that evening, the two of you are standing in the top story, looking westward out the window. From this angle, you can just make out far in the distance, high atop its mountain, the beautiful twinkling lights of Azurium. As you watch and think about how much nicer your manor house is back up there, with all your friends and family and girls, you see 3 shooting stars burning brightly coming down out of the sky. And then they're getting brighter and brighter. And with the start, you realize these huge meteors are spearing down towards the distant city. With a flare of light, a glowing dome of arcane energy erupts above the towers of the city. The meteors slam down into the shields, explosions rippling up into the sky. As you wait and watch, staring wide-eyed at the violence, a handful of seconds goes by and you hear the distant rumble of the impacts. And that seems to set a pattern for the next few hours as you watch. And your Arnie comes up to join you as you're watching. Throughout the night, more and more meteors are falling from the sky, deflected by the arcane shield that seems to have formed up over the top of the city. But looking through the gaps in the canopy, the night seems to be growing brighter, and you can't help but notice the full moon moving across the sky. It's moving unnaturally fast, and it's looking larger than you've ever seen it before. Around midnight, a singular large meteor appears out of the darkness, and suddenly the shield above the city shifts, almost seems to invert upon itself. It twists and stretches itself into a beam of energy that shoots up into the night sky, growing wider and brighter, as the meteor rips past the beam into one of the towers, causing a massive explosion. You're seeing the masonry tumble down into the city below. The beam strikes squarely into the now gigantic moon floating above, static in the sky. You see glowing cracks start to appear, cracking through the surface of it. And with just a lurching, shattering motion, it cracks open. Huge chunks, visible even from this long distance, start to drift away above the planet. But as you watch in shock, one of the large pieces of the moon begins to tumble and fall, following down alongside the now dwindling beam of light, back down towards Azurium and your home high above the mountains. The burning chunk of moon descends with deceptive speed, and you see it as it crushes into the top of the mountain range. A gigantic mushroom cloud erupts into the sky. You see the blast wave push aside the clouds in the now moonless dark, and then the shockwave rips through the forest around you. Even at this distance, the ground shakes and the branches are ripped free. You hear the terrible violence knocking down some of these great redwood trees. And you're almost knocked to your knees from the vibration, as your home atop the mountain range is destroyed. The next morning, the sun rises, and you look out upon your window in the daylight at what used to be your home. The tall mountain peaks have been flattened, turned into a crater with smoke and dust still drifting in the winds. It appears that your home has been destroyed. The next few days, Aunt Merceldis and the various household staff seem to drift around in a bit of a shocked daze. And eventually, the shock starts to dissipate, but the days turn into weeks and months. And you start seeing more and more refugees moving around the road as the house kind of seals in on itself, fortifying, as you start hearing word about the Deicide war raging on. Luckily, hidden deep within the woods, your whole household avoids the worst of the war. but more and more you're hearing rumors of just terrible atrocities being committed by the gods, entire cities laid waste, and you don't hear any word coming from Azurium. You're not sure what has befallen that city and if your parents made it out in time or what happened to them. But almost a year later, you hear word that it's over. Aunt Miss Eldest comes up to you. She tells you, "Oh, children, children, I shouldn't call you children, I'm sorry. The Celestial Gate, it's been sealed. We're safe now, the gods are gone. The war's over. We lived. I'm sorry about your parents. Hopefully, I've been sending out word to try to find out if they're still out there, but I haven't heard anything back yet. I'm sorry." And essentially, you settle down into this forest manor house, sitting around the table, and you get to know the stranger who has kind of drifted into your midst during some of this fighting, who came there as sheltering, looking a little bit lost and forlorn himself. A certain individual who introduced himself as Atticus Braywood, and has kind of started to get to know your aunt and your family, who ended up drifting out of there. A mysterious individual, pale of skin, and seems to stick to himself a lot of the time. But the three of you, strangers in the household initially, start to make friends with the household staff. Those few who are left, a lot of them seem to request permission from your aunt to return to their families around in the world to make sure they're safe. And the household starts to get a little bit quiet as the war wanes. But that is where we will leave it. For this evening, anyway.
Huzzah.
Ready for the
Huzzah.
face?
Well done. Well
I'm a
done,
baby.
Bryce. I was very well done. Very well done.
I'm sorry I killed your families. No, I'm
Good
not
one,
sorry.
Brooker, you
Like,
killed our family.
well,
We know- we
that
don't
you
know.
know of.
We don't
You
know
don't
that.
know. You don't know that.
Oh, that was really well done, Bryce.
Silver lining though, that Malavira might be dead.
Might be.
He's a
Might
bitch.
be.
Just to confirm,
Not silver lining.
did you want to keep your captive goblin, or did you send it back with the guards?
It's not my call. I am disgusted by that thing, so
I'm.
Probably
as
would have sent
you
it
know
back.
what my character's flaws are. My flaw is that I love my banter with my sister, but I will protect her at all costs. So of course I sent her away.
Sent the goblin away?
Sent the
Okay.
goblin away. Yeah.
So this is the way.
Unfortunately, that is my flaw. One of my flaws. I've got two flaws.
I
No
treated
worries.
Unless the
them-
goblin had a very perfect face. Did it have a perfect face?
It definitely did not have.
No, it's gone.
Especially after its face had been introduced to the cart wheel for
Oh,
a
yeah, that's right.
solid few hundred meters of just being thudded. It was pretty messed up face, even for a goblin.
Yeah, let's put it this way. That is not my flaw.
Yeah, so essentially, you guys, along with Atticus, who just appeared on your doorstep one day towards the end of the Deicide War, have been kind of just living in the manor house, keeping to yourselves, studying away. Atticus, that you've kind of been getting in on some of the library books that Aunt Miss Eldest, has at hand. But Calliope and Zolmos, you may level up.
Thank you very much. I know you said that this is the end of the session, but what knowledge do we have of what has been happening?
So, collecting rumors from around the place. I'm just.
You can
thinking what
answer
you
it
would have
next
heard.
session, or you can answer it now. It's up to you. I don't mind.
Bits and pieces that you do here is it's all very scattered rumors that you're trying to line up. It's essentially from various refugees and traders who come by and duck in. It seems the casualties on the mortal side are massive. Like entire cities, entire regions have just been completely laid waste. You hear word that the plains that used to grow the majority of the food for the various cities are now barely inhabited before. Entire swaths of it have just been torched in rolling flames, as the god of fire was just running rampant through there. You've heard rumors that some unknown force managed to kill the god of the fire somewhere, but all sorts of different ones. Some of the major rumors that kind of come to your ear, and you hear them also, Miseldis, being a full-blooded elf, she definitely takes notice. Is you hear the city over here of Nova Breeze, the capital of the Elven Kingdom, essentially in this area, is completely desolated. Not a single soul made it out of there. No one knows quite what happened, but you hear word that some traders tried to approach it, and one of them, he tried to go into the city, and his whole body was just evaporated into a skeleton. His flesh just rotted off with its bones as he tried to approach the city. And not a single elven soul has been seen coming out of that city since.
Okay.
A couple of survivors have trickled down from Azurium, but most of them don't really know anything. They're all on the very outskirts. They just describe the moon's fall as it becomes known as a massive chunk of the moon just crushed down out of nowhere. They're not sure what happened with it exactly, but there's very little left standing amongst the wreckage in the crater. And yeah, that's most of the rumors that you hear for now.
Thank you very much, Bryce.
You're welcome.
Now, how do I level up without fucking my character over?
So,
With
go
that,
to the.
I will end the stream. I'm not going to say
Roger.
goodbye because
Thank you very much, any viewers we may or may not have had. I hope you enjoyed the episode.
it's very laggy. It's
My
still
horrific
only
abuse
into
of my
our
players.
forest fight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I don't think you abused
Right.
us. I think you were quite nice to us.